couple of big guns back. No excuses tonight for the Collingwood Footy Club against the side, the Gold Coast Suns, who have improved. We've spoken a lot about that this year. A lot of players have taken a step up in terms of their improvement, but you could be excused for thinking that maybe their motivation might be a little bit lacking tonight. They don't have as much to play for, obviously. It's the last game of round 17, a Monday night, coming up the highway. A couple of their key players are out tonight, so we'll see what version of the Gold Coast Suns turns up tonight. Let's welcome the team, our Coates High Triple M footy preview. Whatever you need, our Coates High can make it happen. Search for Coates High today. And champs, Collingwood tonight should come out to make a statement, because they don't want to go into the last round still thinking that potentially they could miss the top 8.
Yeah, good evening, Tomo. Good evening, everybody. Look, the equation's pretty simple for the Pies, isn't it? They win, they're in the finals. They have Port Adelaide the last round, just in case, but gee, tough opposition to come up against. They need to start building momentum from now. I mean, they probably should have started a couple of weeks ago, but some massive wins will really help them. That'll give them 2 games prior to finals, should they win, to give those guys a little bit of match fitness, a little bit more experience as we go in. Of course, I'll speak of Treloar, first game in since round 10. To Goey, a big one in the forward line, first game since round 7. Kick 5 in that game, and Varco back in as well. So a couple of good ends for the Gold Coast as well. You're right, we'll see what turns up for them, but they need to finish on a bit of a high, and probably a couple of players also playing for their spot next year. Yeah,
absolutely. Their ins are Harbrow, Holman and Lemons for McDonald's. The Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au. Let's welcome the one-time premierships, Brownlow and Norm Smith. Simon Black, welcome.
Good evening, boys. Great to be with you. Yeah, no, very excited to be here at the Gab again tonight, guys. I guess these the sides like the Gold Coast that are playing against the top 8 side, they just want to disrupt those teams, don't they, late in the season. Want to get on top and make life hard for them. So this game tonight, I think for the Suns is all about putting the pressure on. The Pies are really high handball inside, so they can be relentless. The Suns, they give themselves a chance to obviously turn the ball over, get the ball going fair way there into their forward 50 enough time. So, looking forward to a cracking game.
We've been there before, Blackie, haven't we? I mean, all you can do when you're not going to play the finals is try to upset those who can possibly participate. That's all the coach can really hang his hat on, isn't he? I mean, that's what Stewie Drew would be saying. Let's upset these guys. Let's make life tough for them and make life miserable for them by beating them tonight and not allowing them to play finals footy. It's all you can really do.
It is, yeah, isn't it? Exactly. And I remember being in that situation too, and you really get up for it. Yep. You really get up for that, to beat up a side that is going to contend possibly in the final. So, the Suns have got plenty to play for. Half the break compared to the Pies. Pies 10 days, Suns only 5 days. So how that plays out will be interesting as well.
Yeah, Jordan De Goey, his first game since round 7, as you mentioned, champs. That was against the Cats that night. 17 disposals, 8 score involvements and 5 goals. And Simon Black, they've struggled going into attack with him out of the side. Last game that they played against the Lions, of course, they're coming off the bye. 41 inside 50s, but only 9 shots at goal for the whole game.
Yeah, remarkable. In the last quarter, I think it was 16-5, wasn't it, against the Lions? They really dominated and didn't take their chances going forward. That connection and chemistry is critical to all sides, and we've seen the Pies several times this year, and we've said it time and again, haven't we? They're dysfunctional with their entries. So that's a big key tonight. The back 6 of the Suns have really come on this year. They've been fantastic at. In fact, the last month they've only allowed. They're ranked 3rd defensively in terms of allowing the opposition to mark the ball inside their forward 50. So the Pies need to get their act together, and 2 weeks out from the finals, they've got to start improving that part of their game.
Conversely, in their forward line, their key forwards need to kick some goals tonight. I mean, you need 10 or 12, realistically, don't you? I mean, tonight's a pretty good night for footy. It was a hot day. You wouldn't think it'd be too dewy tonight. The first half should be pretty good conditions for footy. Who needs to step up for them?
So you're the Pies too, aren't you? You're talking about the Pies.
No, I'm talking about...
You're back on the Suns. Sorry, mate. Yeah, look, sorry, champs. I mean, the big one for mine, champs, is the key forwards. You know, they're going to get 4 goals out of Sam Day and Ben King. It just takes pressure off the smalls around them. Takes pressure off... off your Sextons. Ainsworth's not there tonight, but all your other small forwards, Rankin obviously is there as well. So you need that week in, week out. So whether it's 2 goals from Sam Day and Ben King, or it's 3-1, 4-0, whatever. But that's for them to win tonight. I feel they've got to get 4 goals from their 2 key forwards.
Coates Hire Triple M footy preview. Whatever you need, a Coates Hire can make it happen. Search for Coates Hire today. Mason Cox is a player that catches your eye, champs. And last game he was isolated on Froggy Leicester because Harris Andrews went down, but weren't able to make the most of him. They've got a couple of games, 2 games left to get their forward structure right and to get Mason Cox more involved, or for him to get more involved.
Yeah, look, he's a little bit hot and cold, isn't he? And like he said, he had that breakout game in the finals, and everybody was expecting big things from him. He probably hasn't produced again this year, but he's still dangerous. You know, I mean, he doesn't get any smaller as the game goes on, and that's what you have to remember when he was up against Froggy Leicester. Took a couple of grabs later in the game, so he is dangerous. Needs to convert when he's got the footy. You know, they need him to step up tonight. I reckon the closer they leave him to goal, the better.
Yep.
You know, just leave him there. You've got Grundy to work around the field and take the majority of the ruck work tonight. He's fit enough to do so. Mind you, with finals coming up, you really don't want to burn him out either. So, look, they might strategically play that role tonight together and maybe throw Cox in the ruck a little bit more purely for that reason. But for mine, needs to stay really close to goal and remain dangerous.
Hey, a couple of big milestones tonight for the Pies. Jack Crisp, 150th game. What a pickup he was. You kind of felt like he was the steak knives coming across in the Dane Beams deal from the Lions. But he's been a great contributor and was really good against the Lions in their last start. He's
got better and better, hasn't he, this year in particular. That left foot of his is really laser-like this year. He's elevated his game. Been massive for them, really massive. He was an immature kid when he arrived at Brisbane, as a lot of kids.
So you played with him?
Yeah, I did. Did I play with him? I did. Yeah, I did play with him. He always showed signs, but the last sort of 12 or 18 months, he's really grown his game, and he's become one of their most important players.
2 big losses for the Lions in recent years. Similar players, Crisp and Elliot Yeo.
Yep.
They're very similar, I reckon, the way they go about it, and for their respective sides. Now Collingwood and West Coast, of course, 2 big acquisitions for those teams.
Josh Thomas plays his 100th game, picked 75 in the draft, had 2 years out of the game, as we know. Nathan Buckley thinks he's playing career best footy, and Scott Pendlebury equals a couple of big records tonight. Tony Shaw, in terms of games played for the Collingwood Footy Club, and also his coach Nathan Buckley in terms of games captain. So a big night for Scotty Pendlebury. Let's get down to the boundary. It's quite a balmy night in Brisbane tonight for Bob Jane T-Marts. Belinda Mellon, good evening to you.
Balmy, it is absolutely magnificent down here, BT. 21 degrees, about 70% humidity. It is such a pleasure sitting here on the boundary tonight. I'm watching the Suns warm up. They are wearing their Indigenous Guernsey tonight. Obviously, their Sir Doug Nicholls round was played in the NT, so they wanted to show it off to local fans, and it is looking spectacular, let me tell you. On the benches this evening for the Pies, we have Treloar in his comeback game, Brown, Hoskett, Elliott and Quaynor, and for the Suns, Powell, Anderson, McPherson and Holman.
Thank you, Belle. Bob Jane T-Marts get up to $100 instant cash back on Bridgestone and Yokohama tyres. BobJane.com.au. Treloar's first game since round 10. Not unusual for him to start on the bench, even though he is coming back from an injury. Bucks does like to start him there, so he's running out the end of quarters quite strong. 29 disposals he averages, Blackie, and he's one of the keys in terms of their disposal going inside the forward 50. Just adds to that quality in the Collingwood midfield.
Yeah, no doubt, absolutely. He's a beautiful line breaker. Wonderful player. I've been a big fan of him for quite some time, and great to see him back and just get him to go back into the side 2 weeks out from the finals. Getting those 2 games under their belt is enormous. You know, obviously they've got to win tonight to secure that. Big game next week against Port if they don't, but I mean, massive. Just takes the heat off Pendlebury a little bit. Taylor Adams as well. His massive inclusion for the Pies.
And champs, you mentioned that some players tonight for the Suns will be playing for their spots for next season. I'm not sure if they'll have any retirements, probably not, but some other footy news today. Ben Stratton, Paul Puopolo, 2 Premiership Hawks, played in 3 flags, 1 club players, both announced their retirements, and perhaps with Burgoyne going on, I know Shane Crawford said today that maybe they were kind of edged out the door, and it's not very often that players get to decide their own futures, is it?
No, it's not. Look, 2 great players, and Burgoyne to go on at the age of 37, I think he is. Look, still a solid contributor for them. For mine, I think his future's been determined for him in regards to his Indigenous advisory role for next year with the club. So I think part of that will be in play next year. On-field leader, off-field leader. It'll be a bit of a dual role for him next year. So that's probably one of the main reasons why he'll continue on, but great careers by the other two boys.
Yeah, and with changes to the soft cap, that might affect the size of your coaching structure. So that might be another reason, Blackie, perhaps why Burgoyne is playing on, because of his leadership on and off the field.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they haven't got Hodge there anymore. They haven't got Birchall. Mitchell's obviously gone a couple of years ago, a few years ago now. So, they are a younger group. So getting us that senior, mature, experienced head around will be important for them.
Also sad news about Ivan Soldo out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, doing his knee. So too Toby McLean. All right, we are just started here at the Gabba. Final game around 17. Big one for the Pies. They're kicking to the left of your radio dial. It is the Suns who go into attack first through Swallow. Comes out towards the back flank where Maynard swoops on the footy. Gets it out to Dacos. Tried to take that on his chest. Weller hot on his hammer. We're underway at the Gabba for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks Footy champs.
Does indeed. And we thank Maccas again for another fantastic season, contributing to our call and allowing us to go right around the country. It's been an unforgettable season, an unprecedented one. A real buzzword for 2020. So Grundy takes it out of the ruck. It comes out here towards Tully. The little kick is okay and finds Elliott at left half back. Makosha's just minding the mark. And he goes short. Maynard spears it in. And now Noble with the long hands down the line. Cox is going to come out and meet it. Good grab by the big fella out in front. That'll build his confidence. Gives it off to Elliott. Has the luxury of a bounce and a look. And now goes inside 50. DeGoey caught behind. Good bit of play. That's holding the ball, I think. Greenwood done.
Great tackle to DeGoey, champs. Pin the arm.
And he'll go back and have a shot on goal, Blackie, about 40 out. And that's what you want from your forwards. You want the pressure after the first effort. The second effort comes, and Greenwood not quick enough to get rid of the footy, and DeGoey have a shot on goal.
Yeah, your favourite, Sam Collins, let him out initially on the lead, champs, got in front, but then DeGoey reacted really quickly and just pinned that arm to just stop that handball release. Fantastic tackle.
He's standing out like a beacon tonight with the yellow boots. He raises his hands, and he's back is Jordan DeGoey. The Pies get the first on the board. 1 straight 6. The Suns yet to score. And the clock hasn't started running yet on the scoreboard, so let's go with a minute and a half into this first term on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
We had some issues with the scoreboard in our last game, the Q clash, didn't we? There was a behind. They weren't sure what was going on. So the clock hasn't started at the scoreboard ground, but we are a couple of minutes into this game. We can tell you that.
Well, a great start for a couple of their key players. I guess you want to see them involved early, guys. Mason Cox, lovely lead up and mark on the wing. Played on quickly and got it to a teammate who kicked it inside forward 50 to DeGoey, who's been out for a long time, as we know. Beautiful textbook tackle on Hugh Greenwood there, pinning the arm, as I mentioned.
Bosch Tools replay. Bosch Power Tools and Accessories. Good, better Bosch. 2.5 minutes into this game, we can tell you the score has changed, just not the time clock, but we'll keep you across that. For McDonald's, the Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au. Great signs for Jordan DeGoey, isolated in the goal square with Sam Collins, getting on the board through his pressure. They've been lacking that, a dangerous target inside their forward 50 since he's been out for a long time. As the Suns break the centre, you heard there from Richard Champion, great hands. They worked it through to Miller. They come up towards half forward as Colbert spearing kick inside the forward 50 over the head of Ken. Comes out the back, and Sexton, the goal poacher, pops through. The immediate response from the Gold Coast Suns there. Simon Black, Triple M, Seabus Super special comments.
Oh, brilliant reply from the Suns, wasn't it, Tomo? Fantastic, beautifully caught. Just slick ball movement, and one of those back 6 players for the Suns set that up. Jack Bowes, he's gone back this year and he's been a fantastic distributor from the back half. He kicked it beautifully to centre half forward when they just kept the ball moving, as we see here in the Triple M Bosch Tools replay. Centre bounce goals, they are all so much more, important these days with the 6-6 head of the ball, and this is a great example here of the Suns. They just got it in, got even numbers to the ball. Great contest from Ben King, and Sam Day, great start too. Ground level pick up. Nice start to Sexton, great goal.
Yeah, well, you mentioned they need a couple of goals from their big guys, Day and King, and Sexton also leading their goal scoring the last couple of years, Blackie. Need a couple from him. Isaac Rankin needs to step up, but a very good start for them tonight, the first to Alex Sexton. Tied away here at the Gabba, 1 straight kick each, 6 points. A couple of minutes into this first term, Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. There's Adam Treloar on screen. His first game, of course, since round 10. For McDonald's, Triple M Rocks Footy. Back in the centre again. Umpire will restart it. Pendlebury is wrapped up by Anderson. So now Witts goes against Grundy, taps it down. Elliott, been busy already tonight, goes in for a second effort, can't quite extricate the ball out. Pat forms, umpire will ball it up again.
I think that's a great example of the Suns tonight. They're going to win, champs. Their pressure needs to be very high on the Pies. The Pies love to handball, flick the ball around, allows you a chance to turn the ball over if you tackle relentlessly.
As Weller, Sharks, the Grundy hit out, goes up towards Lemons, back in the side this week. Imagine going off the deck. Now Miller comes in, handball over the top, looking for Lemons. Weller try to toe poke it forward into the path of Lemons as Treloar tracks it near the boundary. He's got Crisp in support, slices the ball out wide for Hoskin Elliott, who slides in, takes the mark just backward of centre on a long lead. And a kick 4 against the Suns last time they played late last season. He's called to play on now. He's looking up the wing. Who are his tall targets as Elliott leads out? Mychek comes in from the side. Clip the ear of Harbrow. Out the back is Jamie Elliott. He's away. He can have 2 bounces. Ballard, good chasing, just forced him to give the handball away as Ellis comes through. Kick was smothered by Greenwood. Desperate stuff as he tries to dive on the footy. Miller dives in as well. Got the handball free. Lukosius trying to handball it towards Weller. Ball in dispute. Left half forward flank. Now the Suns get it through Ballard. Out to Lukosius. Duff the kick though, but there is a free kick and Lukosius will get a second bite at the cherry here, champs.
And let's go down to the boundary, thanks to Bob J. T-Marts. Belinda.
Sean Lemons, when he failed to take that mark, he was kind of tunnelled. His legs were taken out from under him. He's out there limping right now. The physio's trying to get to him.
Okay, thanks, B. We'll keep an eye on that one. I do see him running there at right half forward. He has got a bit of a limp on, so thanks for the heads up. So now Will Powell heads out to the left half back. Blackie, it was a good kick to Sam Day, who takes the mark. He goes short. Gee, it barely covered the distance. Ellis takes it, wants to get on with the job. Will Powell gets it back, takes the mark at right half back, switches to Harbrow. Welcome back, Jared. He'd be loving wearing this Guernsey. Switches it to Lukosius. He's got no one ahead of him. He almost got caught with it, Tomo. But he got a high tackle as he kicked it, so it should go back to where he kicked it, and it will. So Jack Lukosius will take the free kick at right half back. Yeah,
off the hook there a little bit, just a little bit too relaxed, wasn't he?
Well, he had no one to kick to, so he's just waiting for something to present. And it didn't.
Second in the AFL in terms of metres gained across half back for the Suns. Just held off that kick late and kicked it inboard to Weller. Was a really good pass. Weller almost stepped off the mark. He's on centre wing broadcast side. He's called to play on. It's a goal apiece early going here at Metricon. Goes in short and hits up Miller. Handball out wide to Weller again. Now to Anderson. Anderson kicks that ball into the pocket. Day coming in for the side. Crashing the pack two was Ben King. And the Suns get a stoppage in that right forward pocket.
They're very patient coming into their forward line, Blackie. Are you liking what you're seeing?
Yeah, they made a good decision there to slow the ball down because Collingwood was set up behind the ball very well. So that was smart play.
All right, so from the stoppage now, big chance for the Suns. Maynard was a throw, was it? It's a Gold Coast free kick. So there was a lot of players around the footy. I'm not sure who's going to take it. Looks like Tuke Miller.
He is calling a throw too. I reckon the early look at that, I thought he got a hand to it, but Bostrell's replay will tell the story there.
Well, Maynard's asking the question, but regardless, it's going to be a Tuke Miller free kick, and he'll shoot on goal from about 30 metres out, almost directly in front. This will be an ideal start for the Suns.
Thanks, mate.
Umpires mic'd up for Triple M footy exclusively. Tuke Miller, he started to the left and it stays there. That's a bad miss. He just didn't take a big enough run up. He only seemed to take 2 or 3 steps, wasn't quite balanced and pushed it to the left. So 1-1 the Suns. The Pies 1 straight 6, 8.5 played first term. Triple M IJ Liquor, Scoreboard IJ Liquor, proudly independent.
More into Quaynor, now to Pendlebury, and the Pies are already up to the half forward line as Mychek just goes off the deck and got about 40 metres, but straight to Charlie Ballard. Bob J and T-Marts, Belinda Mellon.
Both doctors and the physio have examined Sean Lemon's right thigh. They've taped it up, ready for him to get back out there. Looks like just a cork at this stage. He's walking through, trying to walk the injury out.
Bob J and T-Marts get up to $100 instant cash back on Bridgestone and Yokohama tyres. Check out bobjane.com.au as Collins comes up towards half forward. More red at best. Couldn't quite take the mark, though. King slung to the ground. Now Treloar try to get that off his shin. This is some good play from both sides in terms of the pressure and the attack on the footy as Miller hits up Sexton just forward of centre and he goes up towards the half forward line. As the lead of Corbett came out full chested. That ball off hands and we'll throw it back in. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. IJ Liquor, proudly independent champs, reads the Suns 1-1-7. Off to a good start against the Pies, 1 straight 6.
Yes, both teams moving the footy well in their transition so far. Hitting a lot of targets. Mason Cox to do the ruck work against Day. We'll give that to Cox. Butters up again, does Big Mason. Gets a little handball out to Treloar. And a little handball comes back to Dacos. He's got a couple to beat. Oh, he shrugged 2 tackles and got a high one along the way. So now advantage is paid. Here's Varco. Takes the mark. A little give is okay to Maynard, who pops it long. To go, he's got the run of it again. Can it bounce for Geordie? He'll have to almost slip it off the ground. The pressure's too immense, and it goes out of bounds on the fall.
Great pressure, willpower, wasn't it? Just okay, sprinted 50 metres to get back and put the pressure on to go. He's back. Great effort.
Looking exciting, though, the Pies with a quick, small forward in their forward line. And Varco back in, of course, and Treloar will just look to clock up some Ks in those legs tonight after being out for so long. The ball goes out of play out of sight. We're at right half forward for the Pies. Let's go down to Belinda, thanks to Bob Jane Teamarts.
Josh Corbett in the hands of the doctors. They're trying to relocate a finger on his left hand. Not pretty, boys.
And he's certainly in building, Josh Corbett, providing a target across half forward. That's a nasty injury for him to deal with as Greenwood from the ruck contest up towards the centre square. Madgen contesting, got a hand to it down to Crisp. Treloar is up and running, can send them into attack. The goal square is open. Hoskin Elliott going back on Ballard. Both got a hand to it. Ballard did that well. Varco coming through late. Magpies got a stoppage in their right forward pocket. They trail by a point. Brett Thomas, Richard Champion, Simon Black with you tonight. Triple M Cbus Super special comments. Cbus, a super fund you can trust. Stoppage here for the Pies in their forward 50, champs.
Yes, so now Cox takes front position. Day gets around in front, though, and provides a contest. Goes to ground. Ballard's hands are okay to Ellis, and now Swallow. Little clearing kick outside defensive 50, but it was touched. You heard the umpire, so play on. McPherson got a little handball to Jack Bowes. That's 2 kicks check side, Blackie, at the moment for him. It got the desired result, though. Now it spills out. Now here's Weller. On the burst is Rankin. Isaac runs to 50. Clever little kick. Wasn't selfish and spotted up Sexton 20 metres out directly in front. And what a start this would be to Alex Sexton, 2 on the board in the first term if he's successful.
Well, that's better play from Isaac Rankin, champs, isn't it? Just lowered his eyes, made a decision, the team decision in that instance there to find a teammate. Place the ball beautifully for Sexton to run into. That's a great delivery from Isaac Rankin.
Well, he's done that a few times this year, Blackie. He's not a selfish player, which is what I really like about him. He's had great plaudits early this year. He was so exciting, and that can come with selfishness, but gives it off. Team goal. Well done, Alex Sexton. Well done, the Suns. 2-1-13. The Pies 1 straight 6, 12.5 into the first term on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Well, the Suns, haven't they, Blackie? We wonder where their motivation would be coming off a 5-day break, a disappointing loss in the Q clash, but so far their energy's pretty good.
It is, yeah, and they're winning the ball around the contest really well, just getting it forward and getting numbers at ground level. The one on the wing, the contest on the wing there, the Suns were outnumbered 3-1, but they managed to just scrap and get numbers that turned up eventually, and they got the ball out to Isaac Rankin, who we know how good a ball user he is. Going inside forward 50, fantastic. There's big Benny King there. Just a really nice contest against 2 other defenders and brought the ball to ground.
Bob Jane Teamarts, Belinda Mellon.
Sean Lemons went on the ground for about 1 minute before he came back off and jumped on the bike, still trying to work that cork out. It must be worse than they first thought, gentlemen.
Thank you, Belle, for Bob Jane Teamarts. Plus 15, the Suns, in terms of possessions. More clearances, more inside 50s. Alex Sexton with their 2 goals. De Goey got the first of the night. We can see Lemons on the bike at the moment, trying to stay warm. 21 degrees here at the Gabba tonight. Bounce back in the middle. It's Witts against Grundy. Grundy on hands and knees, tried to funnel the handball to Elliott, as well as kick went into the back of his teammate McPherson, coming out from half forward. Treloar through traffic, got the hands free just, but good pressure from the Suns. Witts into McPherson, kick up towards King, just through his fingers. Out. Sexton at the back, again the goal poacher. He's got 3. Alex Sexton is having himself a night.
A day out.
Lighting at the Gabba. There's Not a lot of fans here, it has to be said. It sounds more like a swimming pool than it does a football stadium. But Alex Sexton is on fire. Triple MIJ Liquor scoreboard 3-1. He's got all 3 goals, 19. The Pies are 1 straight 6.
Well, and it's coming from the centre bounce at the moment, guys. They cleared the ball out of there from every centre bounce so far. They're leading overall 7-2 clearances. But just go out and get numbers to the ball, aren't they? Tackle pressure really good. Ball spills out. They've got numbers to handball the ball to someone in a bit of space. Champs and Sexton, geez, he's been great since he's come back into the side.
Yeah, look, he has. He's got dropped twice so far this year. He probably learned his lesson, and these aren't selfish goals. That's his job, to kick goals, and Johnny on the spot. And you mentioned Ben King. If he doesn't mark and kick goals, he's just providing a contest, which is exactly what he did on that occasion. Brought it to ground, and that's what these smaller forwards are about. Kicking goals. So well done to Sexton. Has the 3 on the board for the Gold Coast Suns. Could be in for a night out, as could the whole Suns team. For McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy, Grundy might have something to say about that. Taps that down, goes in again on all fours, trying to get it out. Pendlebury waits, it's not coming out, and umpire will ball it up.
Straight up, thanks, guys.
Been a pretty good game of footy so far. Some good skills executed, some good goals, and exciting small forwards for both teams going at it.
Yeah, well, we saw the Pies on a Monday night against the Kangaroos a few weeks ago. That was one of the worst games of footy we'd seen ever. But the skills tonight, early going, touch wood, have been pretty good. But it's the Pies will have to fight from behind. They trail by 13 points. They get the ball out of the stoppage. It's Noble handballing forward, looking for Tyler Brown, back through the traffic. He goes to Crisp, who had no idea that, I think it was Sexton was there, tackled him to the ground, no free kick, just got the ball away according to the ump. Noble coming through, good handball out wide to Elliott, sends that ball into attack, going back to Goey, falling back, no free kick or a mark. Collins up towards Powell, and that ball is walked over the boundary line by Jared Harbrow. What a right forward pocket, Pies attacking end.
Geez, the Goey's exciting to watch. He plays taller than what he is, Blackie, doesn't he? And almost took one overhead under pressure.
He's exciting, isn't he?
He's really exciting for the Pies, so they'll be pleased to have him back and watch for him during this contest. So Witts taps it down. Not being able to pick the ball up was Anderson. Eventually got it to Harbrow. Now Harbrow he tried the Tory, but it's been chopped off by Hoskin Elliott. He gave it to Varco. There's a free kick to Jordan De Goey, I think. Here is. Sam Collins is arguing the point. Let's hear what he's got to say.
The first grab when he's tying the leg, you wrap him up, it's a free kick.
And there you go. You heard it from the umpire, mic'd exclusively tonight for Triple M footy. And he said you grabbed him around. And now De Goey will have a shot on goal for his second.
Hold it.
Oh, Jordan, he's missed it. Pushed it to the right-hand side big time. It's only just scraped in. He's disappointed with that. He kicked through the footy, but just ill-directed. And he's a bit dirty on himself. So the Pies now 1-1-7. The Suns 3-1-19. 17 played first term. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. IJ Liquor proudly independent.
As Lukosius comes up towards Witts, battling there with Grundy. Quainer coming through. Sliding to the turf. Tackled by Nick Holman, the former Blue, back in the side this week. Tell you what, for a guy who hasn't played since round 7, Jordan De Goey has a real presence inside that Pies forward 50, doesn't he, Blackie?
He certainly does. Yeah, as Champ said, he plays above his height, and ground level he's magnificent, isn't he? He's so clean and dangerous.
Witts over the back, finds Miller. Snap around the corner, up towards the right half forward flank. More battling with King, slap that forward. And that is walked over the boundary line by Jack Madgen, helped by Nick Holman. And we'll throw it back in. 3-1-19 the Suns, 1-1-7 the Pies. Alex Sexton on fire, has 3 goals already. We are 19 minutes into this game, Richard Champion.
We are indeed. Where the Pies lead it by 12 points. Throwing. Grundy up against Witts. We'll give that to Grundy. Quick kick though. Cranor comes in and chips in and takes the defensive mark just inside defensive 50.
Move it on.
Wants to go down the line. Grundy looking a little ginger after that contest, so he's not moving that freely at the moment. So looks like he's trying to run out some sort of little leg issue. Cranor chips in again and takes a good defensive mark. So Suns going forward, but has been chopped off the last couple of times. Spears the ball to Crisp. And he switches play. We mentioned pre-game just how good a pickup he's been for the Pies. And Madgen couldn't quite complete the mark and goes over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Wasn't too happy with Jack Crisp there. Felt that that kick could have been a little bit better delivered. And now it's the Pies again having to defend a inside 50 stoppage as Ellis and Grundy, the two number 4s, both slide across the boundary and will throw it back in.
Well, around the contest, the Suns are on top at the moment, boys. Clearances 10-3 in the Suns' favour. Contested possessions at plus 10 as well. So they really jumped out of the blocks well, the Suns.
Triple M Seabus super special comments from Simon Black. Boundary throw-in, 55 out, Suns goal. Sexton lurking at the back. So too was Rankin. Handball to Dacos. And now the Magpies champs can reload across half-back through Madgen.
And can indeed. And Hoskin Elliott on a big streaming lead out wide takes the mark. Not 15. Oh, they're just guessing at the moment, I reckon. Moore switches play. And Roughhead now out wide. So the Pies, well, that kick not so good. No, looking to just edge it up ever so. In fact, it's gone out of bounds on the full, so it must have accidentally come off the boot. Yes, it looks like it did too, off of Josh Thomas. So the Lions now, Weller gets a handball back to Will Powell, who sweeps another handball out to Anderson, who just hoiks it inside forward 50, looking for a big grab. It falls to ground. Dacos has the crumbs. The kick partially smothered, though. Here's an opportunity. Swallows there. Rankin's there. Isaac picks it up and is classified as a throw. So the umpires, it'll be a Pies free kick.
That's Jack Madgen. Had a career-high 19 disposals against the Lions 10 days ago, and he's had a few already across their defensive line. He goes into Roughhead. He's got Greenwood as a shorter option, but he's going to go long where the Suns really have some numbers. Lukosius can come across, almost took the mark, floating in from behind on Grundy. As Witts is slung to the ground, holding the ball. Dacos wanted to take the advantage, as you heard from the ump. No advantage there. Brett Thomas, Richard Champion, Simon Black with you tonight. Triple M Seabus super special comments. Seabus, a super fun you can trust, Simon Black.
Guys, just leading disposal getters for each side. For the Pies, Treloar has 5, Dacos 5 and Elliott 5. And for the Suns, Weller started well with 10, Powell 7 and Miller 7.
Free kicks seem to be going the Pies' way at the moment, Blackie. They're probably not taking advantage of it. What's the free kick count there for Triple M stats?
It's 4 to the Pies and 3 to the Suns.
Okay. So they're just ahead. I thought they had a couple more. And now there's Weller for the Suns, hoiking it long in towards Day. Couldn't quite complete the mark. Sexton's little handball put Ellis under the pump, but he managed to get a little kick towards goal. Magden, though, swoops on it and just belts it out of there by foot. Witts in good position. And another free kick to the Pies.
It'll go to Grundy. So it's the Suns by 12 points. We've got 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Treloar in the centre square. And he goes toward the centre circle to Josh Thomas in his 100th game. Turns, kicks, finds Hoskin Elliott. Lukosius slipped, and Hoskin Elliott takes virtually an uncontested mark directly in front of goal. Simon Black about 40 out.
Yeah, clever kick. He identified a bit of space, and as you said, Lukosius did slip, but Hoskin Elliott just presented and just came a couple of steps at the kicker, which caught the eye of the Collingwood player in Thomas. And yeah, really nice piece of forward midfield forward connection there.
For his 10th goal this season, directly in front. Should be no issue for a player as highly skilled as Will Hoskin Elliott, and it's not. He pops through the Pies second, brings them to within a goal. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard reads Collingwood 2-1-13. The Suns are 3-1-19. Clock stops with about a minute 40 remaining in this opening term.
Well, it was a really important goal for Collingwood, wasn't it? Just a real settler for them. Still the 6 points behind, but we see on the Triple M Box Tools replay, just nicely set up. Treloar got involved again. Really important player. Thomas got the ball about 70 metres out, and he identified Hoskin Elliott before, I guess, the Suns' defence could get back with extra numbers. And Lukosius did slip. Easy mark in the end to Hoskin Elliott. But, yeah, really important goal for Pies to get back, I guess, a bit of momentum in this first quarter.
And some good signs for Adam Treloar. 6 disposals in this opening term, coming off a long layoff. He's getting involved.
Yeah, he is. He looks sharp, doesn't he? He's using the ball well. He looks... doesn't look like he's missed a whole lot of footy at this stage.
He doesn't. Hoskin Elliott, of course, started his career with the GWS Giants. Looked a promising player. A couple of years there, moved to the Pies, and he's doing some good stuff here for Collingwood as well. For McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy. Here we go, back in the centre. Grundy, but Witts taps it down, looking for Pendlebury. Here is that man again, Treloar. Just brings it outside, forward 50. He comes out here to Greenwood, takes the mark, the little kick. Could have gone longer, but he opted to go to Myercheck short, and he's probably just beyond his range. He'll have to kick from 52 or 3. If he times it correctly, he might just get the distance. He is looking inboard, though.
15 seconds.
Missed a couple of games this year with injury, of course. Bad concussion. And also a hamstring. So he'll come in and his chances. From 52 or 3 goes a bit of an arc, but he just pops it to the top at the end of the day. DeGoey, one chop at it, 2. Couldn't. Collins needs to get rid of it. Picking it up here was Adams. More it was. Now, great bit of play by Brown. He couldn't quite get it through. Gee, he had about 4 or 5 to beat. He did about 3 blind turns. I didn't know where he was going. He got dizzy in the end, I think.
Couple of nice little pirouettes.
Couldn't quite get it through. So we'll put that down as a rush behind, I think. 3-1-19 the Suns. The Pies 2-2-14. 5-point ball game. 25 played first term. Triple M. IGA Liquor scoreboard.
As Lukosius plays on, goes into McPherson. Kick didn't hit its target, but Ellis comes through with a bit of strength and speed, and he'll get it back. The old 1-2 from Swallow. Up towards the right half forward flank. King amongst 3 Magpies. Ball comes to the front. Ellis goes in again. He's tracked that ball about 100 metres. Good contest, as we heard there from Simon Black, as Day just fashions a kick that went all of about 3 metres. Greenwood, slippery footy at the moment, as Brown has walked over. That was Tyler Brown, the younger of the 2. Centre wing, broadcast side, will throw it back in as we tick down to 11 seconds remaining in this quarter. The Suns with the 5-point lead. 3-1-19, the Pies are 2-2-14. Just enough time if they can get a kick from this stoppage. Maybe a mark inside the forward 50. They could have the last scoring shot, but they won't because Greenwood gets the clearance. Up towards Noble. He'll pick it up off the bounce. And there is the siren for quarter time. So Alex Sexton on fire in that opening term, kicking 3 goals. Season best is 4 against North Melbourne a couple of weeks ago. And for the Pies, DeGoey got their first one. That was a good sign. And Will Hoskin-Elliott got them to within 5 points at quarter time. It's the Suns leading the Pies 3-1-19. Collingwood 2-2-14. For McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for IGA Liquor. IGA Liquor, proudly independent.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Hi, it's Eddie Maguire.
And Luke Darcy.
Right now, Triple M is rocking footy.
With the Magpies.
Hoskin-Elliott round the corner, go!
Taking on the Suns.
Ranking one way, then the other!
Tomorrow, Triple M's Hot Breakfast will have all the news from tonight's big game.
Plus, Tom Brown will have the latest from the hubs.
We'll start with an exclusive this morning.
Remember, if it happens in Melbourne or on the footy field,
Got all bases covered here on Triple M.
you'll hear about it first here on Triple M's Hot Breakfast. We're back tomorrow from 6.
Bob Jane T-Marts are open. Throughout the stage for lockdown, all Bob Jane T-Marts are open for essential work. If you need puncture repairs, replacement of non-roadworthy tyres and wheels, or battery replacement, call 132625 or visit bobjane.com.au for your nearest T-Marts. Essential services with contactless drop and go and contactless payment. We'll look after you.
While these are tough times for all of us, small business owners are some of the most exposed. So the choices you make right now might be the most important you ever make, but you don't have to make them alone. Your Business Angels can give you a roadmap to help you get through 2020. For 25 years, we've seen businesses through tough times, and we're ready to help you. There's no time to spare. Call Your Business Angels on 9898 559. Your Business Angels. Repair the past and rescue the future.
Bet Nickelodeon, Bet Discovery, Bet MTV, Bet ESPN. Bet over 50 premium channels easily. Choose from 4 channel packs for just $6 each per month. Bet brings free TV, streaming, movies, shows and premium channels all in one simple menu. Get Fetch from Optus, iiNet, Dodo, Aussie Broadband and leading retailers. For your entertainment, easy. Bet.
How are you travelling at the moment? It's bloody tough right now. You already know that. We all know that. Are you getting out? You're doing some exercise? What about for your mind? Doing anything to help keep that healthy? You know, They say when you do something for someone else, it can help you feel better. What if you checked in on a mate today? You could do it right now. How good would it feel if a mate checked in on you right now? They say we're all in this together. Well, let's prove it.
Next time you're flicking through your phone, click on the Triple M app to discover Triple M 90s. An all-new radio station, Triple M 90s. Smells like the 90s all day, every day. Triple M rocks the 90s with the all-new station, Triple M 90s. Find it on DAB radio and the Triple M app everywhere.
Some blokes are like good tools. They're useful to have around. And some tools are like good blokes. You can trust them. Crescent Tools are trusted by the trades. An earned reputation. Crescent Wiss has been the trade's go-to for snips for over 100 years. Our new next-gen version is capable of cutting 12 kilometres of 18-gauge steel and continues to be known for high performance. Check out the new next-gen range at Mitre 10 and Home Timber and Hardware. Crescent. Trusted by the trades.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Rheem. Built tough for Aussie conditions with the latest technology. When it comes to water heating, install a Rheem.
19 plays, 14 at quarter time. It's the Suns with a 5-point lead. Pies kicked the first goal of the match through Jordan to go. Looked very dangerous in that quarter. Probably should have had two. Missed a set shot from a free kick. Alex Sexton, though, after to go, got the first kick 3 in a row on fire. And then the Pies responding late through Will Hoskin-Elliott. 3-1-19, 2-2-14. Brett Thomas, the champ, is here. Richard Champion and Simon Black. Triple M Seabus Super Special comments. Blackie, what did you see? What did you like in that first quarter?
Yeah, it was a great contest, wasn't it? Both sides were really having a red-hot crack, as you'd expect. And the Suns, through Alex Sexton, as you mentioned, 3 goals in the first quarter, jumped out of the blocks. And I just like the way he presented. Got a really nice lead-up mark from Isaac Rankin. But he turned up at ground level and took his chances, didn't he? He really got to the front and centre of the big blokes up there and managed to get the ball in his hands and kicked a couple of really nice goals. The Suns are really impressive in the contest part of the game in that first quarter. They're +8 for clearances, 12-4. Around the ground, they're 9-3. So really dominated the clearance aspect of the game so far. And the contest possessions, they're +7. So they've really turned up in that area. And I've just liked the way the Suns have got after that Collingwood jumper. I said pre-game that, the Pies, they really like to flick the ball around. They're the highest disposal team in the competition. They really link up with hands. So if you're there to put the pressure on and not give too much space and too much gap on your direct opponent, you can put the pressure on and turn the ball over. And that's what I thought the Suns did really well in that first term.
Now, Alex Sexton dropped twice in 3 games a couple of months ago. And Stuart Dew must be happy with the response he's got, champs, because his last couple of matches, he kicked 4 against North Melbourne and backing up tonight with 3 1/4.
Yeah, well, I think what Alex probably had to learn was that, he probably felt a bit of responsibility, to be honest, to kick goals. With being their leading goal kicker for a few years in a row, he probably felt that it was his responsibility to just bang on goals every time. And it's not. At times, there's someone in a better position. So to give that off when it's applicable, so pick and choose when you're going to have a snap-on goal. And I think since then, I think he's been a better player, Blackie. And as Tomo mentioned, he's got a couple of bags of 3s and 4s, and tonight he's already got 3 in the first term. Sometimes you just need a bit of a kick up the butt like that and a bit of a reminder that, look, it's a team game, do the right thing, and you'll be rewarded just as much as some of your teammates will.
Yeah, 100%. We've said it a few times watching the Suns, haven't we, that he is very goal-oriented, as you just said. So he has become more selfless and he's applying more pressure and more defensive element to his game too as well, which has been great. Jordan Ngoe, he looked great that first quarter. Adam Treloar also back this week. Both of those two players look very lively. Treloar in the first quarter had the 7 touches, used the ball really well. And Ngoe looked, he kicked the 1 goal, missed another one that he really should have kicked, but he looks impressive as well.
Hey, Scott Pendlebury, equaling in terms of games played for Collingwood and games captain for Collingwood. How many disposals has he had in the first quarter, starting on the bench here, Blackie?
Yeah, has not touched it in the first quarter. That has not probably happened I can't remember the last time that would have happened.
No, very unusual. Speaking of the benches, let's get an update. Bob Jane, T-Mart's Belinda Mellon.
Sean Lemons was put through a fitness test after copping a heavy knock to the right quad during that quarter time break. He failed the fitness test. They took the bandage off his right quad, restrapped it. He's now on the bench and back on the bike. Stuart Judas came and had a quick chat to him and said, keep going, mate. Keep trying to get back out there.
Thank you, Bob Jane. T-Marts get up to $100 instant cash back on Bridgestone Yokohama tyres. BobJane.com.au. Keep an eye on Pendle's their bell. We can see him up on the screen at the moment, the Bosch Tools replay screen, just to see if there's any issue there. Very unusual for him not to touch the footy in a quarter.
Staggering.
Second quarter about to get underway here, Richard Champion. It's the Suns with a 5-point lead.
For McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy. Here we go. Grundy taps it down, only as far as Greenwood though. There's Treloar. It's the first touch. Outside, Will Power. Will Power should say. Got a handball away, but the pressure from the Pies defence was good. They've wrapped it up at centre-half back. Umpire will ball it up straight away. He won't muck around. So Grundy and Witts. Witts taps it down. Greenwood tried to kick it almost out of mid-air. Unsuccessful at doing so. Now it spills out. Maynard was there. Now Dacos. Got little handball back to Crisp. Crisp long inside forward 50.
Good mark.
Good defensive mark.
Oh, there, thanks. Thanks, Jordan.
And Graham takes it. We'll go back and...
It's the Crab.
We'll switch play.
Mason, hold.
A nice mark from the Crab. Goes to Ballard across his defensive line to Jack Bowes. Camped in the right back pocket. 100-gamer Josh Thomas on the mark. Forces him back toward his defensive goal square, so they switch it twice. Here, the Suns. That kick just comes off. Ballard into Collins. Now to McPherson. Now they're up towards the wing. Point of the square. He plays on, wants to go out wide. On the bounce goes to Rankin. Picks it up, turns and kicks. And Dave will have to fly between two Magpies. It was Moore and Roughhead staying front and centre, sliding in with Ellis and takes that ball over the boundary line and out of bounds, about 60 out from the Suns attacking end. No change to the quarter time score, Richard Champion. It's the Suns by 5 points.
It is indeed, as we await the throw in. So now Witts takes front position against Grundy, taps it down. Here's Took Miller, tackled by Dacos. Managed to get a kick away though, was McPherson towards the top of the square. Punch through by Darcy Moore. Rush behind of the Suns. 2 minutes into this second term. And Triple M installed a Ream scoreboard. 20 plays, 14. One straight kick the difference, favouring the Suns.
The Pies have been very strong the last month, guys, only conceding 42 points on average, the fewest of any side. So defensively they have been very strong.
Tyron Dacos, I would have thought.
Yeah, that was McPherson. No free kick as the Suns come back into attack through Witts, but Maynard judged that ball beautifully and takes the intercept mark. And he's got more calling for it in the defensive goal square. He ignores that, and he's going to sink the left slipper and go long up the line. Flying it from the side is Mason Cox, crashing the pack car. Treloar gets another touch. He'd be up to 8 now, I reckon. Just kicks that ball into space. Playing the sweeper role back there is Collins. Gives it off to Lukosius, and his kick, a rare turnover there from Jack Lukosius. Sliding and taking the mark on centre wing out of side is Josh Dacos.
He's improving with every game, Josh Dacos, isn't he? I like the way he collects the footy. Normally uses it pretty well up towards the forward 50. It's hacked out of there by the Suns. Grundy taps it down. Elliott's hands are okay. Got that towards Greenwood. Kick inside 50, not successful. Suns have the numbers. It's going to spill out here. Brown, though, for the Pies, has something to say about it. Now the kick inside forward 50 to go. He's there. He's caught behind, and Sam Collins gets in front, takes a good defensive mark.
Been doing it all year, Champs, hasn't he? Been wonderful intercept marker this year, Sam Collins, for the Suns down back.
Just reads the footy so well.
Reacted quickly there and took the intercept mark. Driving ball up towards the wing. Off hands, the Suns are up and running. King got it off to Ellis. On the outside of the right boot, he saw Corbett. But a great contest coming across, getting a fist to it from Moore. Ball still in play, and now they watch it go out of bounds. Just inside the 50, Suns attacking end. 3-2-20, they lead the Magpies 2-2-14, opening minutes of this second quarter. For McDonald's, the Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au, Simon Blake.
The ruck battle tonight's a ripper. I haven't mentioned it so far, but Witts v Grundy. Witts is right on top at the moment, 14 hit-outs to 7, and clearances 12-7 in the Suns' favour.
Kick inside forward 50 has been chopped off by Magden. Switches play, kick's not so good. He was looking for Crisp, and it beats everyone over the boundary line for a throw-in. That defensive play by Darcy Moore before on the Triple M Bosch Tools replay. He's a good defender. He was done cold on that occasion. He just put in the extra yard and made sure he got there, provided a contest.
It's like his arms have an extension, like Dustin Fletcher.
Yeah, he just always seems to get there, doesn't he, Tomo? So here's the stoppage. Witts gets rid of Grundy and got a little kick inside. Ben King, it's a crook bounce. It's going to favour Crisp on this occasion to Pendlebury. Little handball to Pendles. That's his first. The kick, though, not so good. Ellis's kick's out of bounds on the full, I think, accidentally. Yes, it is. Prize free kick.
Yeah, sockered that, a half volley, and sends that ball out of bounds on the full. And as Tyler Brown will go and retrieve that. And Rugby pass it to Maynard, who gets that ball back into play quickly, goes in short to Quaynor. Quaynor still inside his defensive 50, but Rankin cribbing the mark and gives away the 50. Lets the Pies off the hook. And he'll take that from centre wing, just inside the centre square. No one on the mark, so he sprints away, then runs past Weller, sends a high ball toward the top of the goal square. Can anyone take a mark? Off hands, It was Jordan De Goey. Read that ball beautifully.
Wow.
He hasn't played in a couple of months, but you wouldn't know it. He's got 2 goals already. And that brings the Pies level at 3-2-20 apiece. Triple M Cbus Super Special comment. Cbus, a super fun you can trust. Simon Black.
Oh, well, Tom, that goal was derived from Isaac Rankin's 50-metre penalty. And what he didn't do, firstly, he gave it up the 50-metre penalty, as we see in the Bosch Tools replay. But then he allowed the Collingwood player to run with the ball whilst he argued with the umpire. And that meant, as you said beautifully, Tom, there was no man on the mark when that ball came in. And the ball kicked the top of the goal square, and Jordan De Goey stayed at ground level whilst his opponent, Sam Collins, flew, and he kicked a relatively easy goal in the end.
It's the classic front and centre, isn't it? The Mayor's office is where you want to be, right there at the feet of the big guys going for the ball in Cox and Collins, and tap down to De Goey, and that's bread and butter stuff.
I tell you what, champs, Stuart Gill would be sending a message out to Isaac Rankin to, A, pull his head in, and secondly, mate, if you do something like that, get upfield quickly and man the mark and put some pressure on.
Oh, Quaynor just continued on, didn't he? Did what he wanted to and got that ball in quickly, created a goal for McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy, so we're back in the centre. Weller for the Suns, kicks it out. Thrown to the ground almost was Ellis. And umpire says he didn't have any prior opportunity. In fact, McPherson it was. So he'll ball it up. 60 out from the Suns' goal. Rucks go at it again. Clever little handball by Pendlebury to Dacos. He's got a couple to beat, and he's got enough to do so. Loving his work at the moment, Josh Dacos. Puts it up towards Cox, who has 2 bites at it and takes it out of side.
Yeah, good mark there from Mates and Cox. 2 great bits of play in a row, and he got it off to Dacos, who set him up with that ball. Drives the ball long up towards Myercheck. Fell to the ground, no free kick, as Harbrow sliding in front of Varco. And that ball goes out of bounds. Pies have got it inside their forward 50. Simon Black.
He's got a bit of his dad's flair, hasn't he, Dacos?
He did. He just split the middles.
Game number 32 tonight, boys. Growing in confidence every week. He's a little beauty.
He just knows how to get out of trouble, doesn't he?
Now involved twice in that play to drive the Pies inside their forward 50. From the boundary throw in as Thomas spins into the congestion. Ball in dispute. He's fighting with it on the ground. A lot of players over the footy. Pendlebury back on the ground. Good to see. Didn't touch it in the first quarter. Came out to Greenwood. Just hacks the ball out of defence. Trying to get it out there. Day. Now Ellis coming through. Couldn't pick up the footy, but got it from Anderson. His kick was touched. Crashing through was Harbrow. Centre half forward Pies attacking in. Noble on the footy. Can someone get it free? The ball is tackled to him. Was paid holding the ball against Noble. So the Suns get it here at centre-half back champs.
Now, he tried his best to get it out. Little handball coming here to Harbrow. He spears it out towards Ballard, who goes long to Took Miller. Got a couple to beat. He just had a little bit of separation, so he takes the mark. True wing position. Now the lead is on. And this is from Holman. Back into the side. Up towards Colin. Couldn't quite. Well done by Maynard. And a little handball back. Well done by Magden. Did really well to Brown.
Good pressure.
Varco.
Good pressure from the Pies to turn that ball over, wasn't it, champs?
And they were just patient bringing it forward, Blacking. They eventually found their man in Varco, tree wing position. Now Trelaw provides a lead. That's ignored. He goes long down the line.
Off hands to Goey battling with Collins. That's a great battle. Myercheck sliding in. Ball goes out of bounds. Forward of centre. Magpies attacking in. They've kicked 1 goal in this quarter. That was Jordan De Goey. He's got 2. 3-2-20 apiece, 10-minute mark of this second quarter. Triple M Installer scoreboard. Built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to the latest technology in Installer. Boundary throw in. Oh, well read there by Greenwood, flashing through the pack. Sends that ball up towards King. And there is a free kick to Jordan Roughhead. It will go against Josh Corbett, who was trying to hold him off while King came in. So it gives away the free kick. The Pies across their defensive line. Maynard thought about the switch, just casually wanders up the field, and that's a dangerous speculative pass to Josh Thomas, but it'll come off. He got it to Adams, back to Thomas, but the Suns pressure them out of the footy. Corbett now sends it into attack. Imagine lost Sexton, but then lost the ball. Still had enough time to recover. Noble out wide to Dacos.
Umpire says play on. Didn't cover the required distance, so Dacos switches it here to Moore. Moore's got to play it to his right, and that's Roughhead. Goes short, and now Adams takes it and runs. The kick over the head of Varco. And now Anderson for the Suns just hoiks it back in. Pies have got the numbers. They've punched it away. Corbett's going to swoop onto it. Should handball back to Greenwood, and he does. But what can Levi spot up? I don't think he wanted Bowes, but he got him. Bowes played on, put himself under pressure. Well done by Chris. Got back in time and punched it over the line for a point. Good defensive play. He really didn't need to play on Blackie, but maybe he found himself, well, maybe he thought he had more space than what he did and almost ran into trouble. So 21 plays 20 now, favours the Suns. That's on your Triple M Installer Ream scoreboard, built tough for Aussie conditions with the latest technology when it comes to water heating. Installer Ream. As
Moore goes up towards Myercheck, coming up from half forward.
Clever.
Hugh Greenwood, great pass in towards Ben King. And he's done a couple of nice things in the past couple of minutes there. Hugh Greenwood gets a pat on the back from Noah Anderson, and King will line up. Tough angle, about 40 out from goal.
It's his first kick for the night, Tomo, and it's his first mark. So an important first up opportunity for him so far.
Yet to kick a goal in this quarter, the Gold Coast Suns. Really tough angle. He's normally a pretty good shot for goal, though. He goes with the drop punt, and he has missed to the left. So 3 behinds now in this quarter to the Suns. They lead by 2 points. Triple M Installer Ream scoreboard. Gold Coast 3-4-22. The Magpies 3-2-20 champs. 8 minutes to go in this second quarter.
Darcy Moore gains a bit of ground. Well done, Myercheck. Gee, he come out strong and took the mark. He gives it off to Treloar. He's got Varco on the wing, and he's just good enough to find him. Varco immediately goes back here to Maynard. And now into Noble by foot. So they're looking to create some space in the middle of the ground. Well, he almost ran into trouble. Did Noble. Eventually got it to Adams, and that kick is a beauty. And now the ball comes in from Greenwood up towards left half forward. Mason Cox was there, but good defensive play.
The crab.
By Graham comes over and spoils Tomo and smashes it over the boundary line.
The crab with the claw.
The claw?
The claw.
Oh, not the claw.
He's got the long levers there, Caleb Graham, Academy product, and crashed into Mason Cox legally and sent that ball out of bounds. Boundary throw in, Day and Cox contesting, comes over the back. Elliott kick went to the backside of Took Miller, comes out towards McPherson, sliding in was Took Miller, comes out the back towards Crisp in game 150. Quaynor now out to Levi Greenwood. Elliott tried to dance around Rankin and danced into trouble. Great tackle there from Isaac Rankin. Holding the footy, Suns get it back.
That's what he's got to bring, is that small forward, and he's up the field at the moment, but he's got to bring that defensive effort each time.
Well, they're switching to the fat side here now. Anderson, long. Graham now switches play to Harbrow. He gets a little fancy handball over the top, which is going to come off, I think, to Lukosius, who laconically runs in, and the kick is turned over. Cox almost pendles. Well, he had time, I thought, didn't dispose of it properly. Here's Greenwood, spears a pass in. Day it was, looking for King, and it's gone over the boundary line. It's a dribbler of a kick. And it could possibly be our Amy Klanger, I'm not sure. He's under a little bit of pressure, and it's gone over the boundary line for a throw-in, left forward pocket for the Suns.
It's quickly, guys, leading possession getters for the Pies. Treloar up to 12, Dacos 11 and Maynard 10 for the Suns. Weller 13, Ellis 9 and Miller 9.
Boundary throw in. Cox in the ruck now. Comes out towards Noble.
Tackle.
Great tackle there from Weller. No free kick. Levi Greenwood sliding in. 2 Suns on top of him. Comes out towards Anderson, but his handball was read by Brown. Varco now off to Treloar. Forward 50's open, no one there. So had to go via hand to Elliott. Now to Pendlebury. Didn't touch it in the first quarter. He doesn't need too many touches because when he gets it, he's all class. And that's a great pass into Jordan De Goey.
That's his first kick for the night, up to 4 touches now. 3 handballs with his 1 kick. starting to get into it, as you say, Tomo, but just, there's not many better players in the game with that forward 50 entry kick is their ability to spot up and spatial awareness and place the ball beautifully. Great kick, Scotty.
So what a return this is for Jordan De Goey. His set shot will come from just outside the 50. He's already kicked 2, 1 in each quarter so far for his third. He gets underneath that. He starts at left. It is coming back. And no, it is, in fact, missed. Didn't come back enough.
He's kicked 2 behinds now.
So that's
a couple of chances.
That's some good signs, though. Dangerous. He's sharked the ball. He's been a target on the lead. He's won himself a free kick from Sam Collins. He's a real threat inside their forward 50 as well, and now driving the Suns out of defence.
And punched away by the defence of the Suns, and they'll throw it in out of side. Yeah, he could have had 4 goals already. Jordan De Goey on his return game since round 7.
Pendlebury's just gone off for a rest straight after that kick. He seems to be moving okay, but he's spent a bit of time on the bench so far tonight.
Throw in, Witts takes it. Greenwood needs support, hasn't got it. Here's Treloar. Gee, he's been busy tonight. Good return game for him. And Brown goes towards the boundary line. Can he keep it in play? Well, he tried to. Umpire says no, it's just gone over. We'll throw it in. Left forward pocket for the Pies.
Pendles might be managed a little bit perhaps tonight, I'm not sure, but he just seems to be spending a bit more time on the bench than he normally does, Champs.
Yep.
No, he missed 4 games with a quad injury. They really missed him mid-season. They're coming off a 10-day break, so you wouldn't think there'd be too many issues with him. There's a free kick out of the ruck.
De Goey again.
The advantage has been paid, and curling around the ruckman was Jordan De Goey, and he gets his third. And he's kicked them in 3 different ways, Jordan De Goey. He's had 1 from a set shot, he had 1 front and centre, and that one from a boundary throw-in. Boy, Jordan De Goey, what a return game from him. And that gives the Magpies the lead by 5 points. Triple M Installer scoreboard, Simon Black. The Magpies are 4-3-27. The Suns 3-4-22.
Well, we see here in the Triple M Bosch Tools replay, guys, that's just textbook forward 50 craft, isn't it? Just great movement around the back of the ruckman, Champs there. Ball drops off Ruck's hands, and De Goey through his movement had got off Sam Collins by a metre or 2 and just ran into a bit of space. And we know how talented he is with his foot, his kicking ability. Great snap. Brilliant play.
How about that for a disposal line? 6 disposals, 3 goals, 2 for Jordan De Goey. Comes to the bench. Triple M Bosch Tools replay. Bosch Power Tools and Accessories. Good, better Bosch.
And those comments provided by Simon Black, our special comments tonight, thanks to Seabus. Seabus, a super fun you can trust. There was a free kick paid to Mason Cox in the ruck contest, and advantage was paid to De Goey, and he needed to finish, and he did. So the Pies are back, and so's Pendle's got a little handball off here towards Elliott, who pumps it inside forward 50 again. It looks like the Suns are up to it. And a little kick out by Graham out to the right-hand side. For McDonald's Triple M rocks your Monday night footy at the Gabby. We wouldn't have said that too often here on a Monday night in Queensland. Of course, the grand final will be here on October the 24th. We can't wait for that. Be perfect conditions, big crowd on offer. I'm getting very excited up here in Queensland.
As Adam sends the Pies into attack, that ball drifts past everyone, and luckily for the Suns' defence, it drifts through for a point. They were caught napping back there. So 4-4-28 now, Collingwood. Suns 3-4-22. 4 minutes remaining in this second quarter. They come out of defence. They hit up Lockie Weller at centre half back. Had 11 touches in that first quarter. Plays on now, sends that ball out wide. It's a really risky kick, and it's not going to come off. Looking for Ellis. Brown came across, combining with Hoskin Elliott. Gets it back, does Brown. His kick was touched. Weller can make amends as he goes back into traffic. Josh Thomas, what a handball over the top towards Varco. Steps around Collins.
Beautiful.
And almost put through the goal of the night. Almost, but just missed to the right. 4-5-29. Pies just starting to get on top. Suns are 3-4-22. 3.5 minutes remaining in this second quarter.
Aren't they? They really got the momentum. They're looking like they're playing that brand of footy. We know they can score at every opportunity, Champs. They're looking very potent at the moment, the Pies.
Well, they're forcing turnovers, aren't they, Blackie? And that's where they're getting some of their shots at goal.
Pressure's really lifted by the Pies.
Pressure's been terrific. The Suns go defensively out wide. The kick off the ground is okay. Good position, King takes the mark. In fact, it was Day. Now the kick from McPherson. Sexton's got another crack at it. Good grab, Alex Sexton. He had Quaynor to beat, and his height helped him on that occasion. He'll go back and have a shot at his 4th goal of the game.
And one on the Sam Day there, champs. He took the mark there 70 metres out, and he just gave it to the runner, gave it to McPherson, who then able to get the ball over the back of the Collingwood defence to that 1-on-1 on Sexton and put the ball in advantage position. Nice play from Sam Day. Could have gone back and slowed the game up, but he kept the ball moving.
So an opportunity to bring the Suns back to within a point at half-time. Alex Sexton has a shot on goal and just to the left-hand side. Speared it across the face. So we're back to a 6-point margin. Almost 20 minutes played in his second term on the Triple M Installer Ream scoreboard.
It's almost a shootout between Sexton and De Goey. They've both kicked 3 goals. Suns have kicked just the 3 goals for the match, and the Pies have kicked 4. They hold on to a 1-goal lead, and they get a free kick here. The Pies coming out of defence. That'll go to Mason Cox. He's always a chance of getting some free kicks. He's so difficult to negotiate because he's so big. Noble wants the handball, but instead he goes in short to Callum Brown. Has to play on. Kicks to centre-half back now to Maynard on his trusty left boot. Goes to Cox again, has to bend down on one knee. Most people would have been taking that at head height. He's that tall, and that is not a great kick. He's picked out Lockie Weller. Bob Jane T-Mart's Belinda Mellon.
Jared Witt's coming off with the blood absolutely streaming from his left eye.
As the Pies get it back, sorry, champs.
Another turnover by the Pies here, Tomo, and they could make the Suns pay just before half-time. Hoskin Elliott has it, 60 out from goal. Oh, the kick's a bit of an up and under towards the pocket. It's not to his team advantage, and that's a bit of a clanger kick, that one. And Will Power takes the mark. 1.5 minutes remaining in this first half. And that was a wasted one. Goals are really going to be at a premium tonight. Took Miller. Gee, the umpires are really hot on the 15 metres tonight, aren't they?
As he goes towards Collins, who has plenty of time to work out what he wants to do with this kick. Kicks it into space for Holman. Little hip shimmy. Gets around one opponent. That was Maynard. They work it through hands to Swallow. Further afield now to Noah Anderson. And he's got a 1-on-2 inside his forward 50. Sexton waiting for it at the back. If it comes there, it was Roughhead battling there with King. And Jordan Roughhead did well to send that ball out of bounds. Bob Jane T-Marts get up to $100 instant cash back on Bridgestone and Yokohama tyres. BobJane.com.au, champs.
Thought Sexton could have had a fly at that, Blackie. He was set for it. He was free, had a free run at it. And maybe he was hoping it spilled out the back from the ruck stoppage. It goes back over the boundary line again. Just under a minute to play in this first half. It's the Pies by 6 points. What are we seeing there on the boundary line? Someone getting some attention. Maybe it's Jared Witts. We'll go down to Belinda, or she can give us a wrap just before we throw to our half-time break, I think. Umpire throws it in. Last chance here for the Suns before quarter time. Treloar got a handball away. A little 1-2 from Brown. Not happening. Out of bounds on the full. No, umpire will throw it in. Let's go down to Belinda, thanks to Bob Jane T-Marts.
Jared Witts has gone down to the rooms with a team doctor. He may just need a bit of needlework done on that cut to his left eye. It's quite a nasty one.
Magpies with a 1-goal lead. Just the 2 goals in this quarter, both to Jordan De Goey. He's been really dangerous tonight. 6 disposals, 5 of them have been shots on goal. He's kicked 3 goals too. Grundy follows up his hit out, tackles Hugh Greenwood. Ball comes out towards Miller, who takes that over the boundary line like he was scoring a try in rugby league. And that will be a boundary throw in. 55 out from the Suns attacking end. Clock stops at 28 seconds. 4-5-29 the Pies, 3-5-23 the Suns. Boundary throw in again. It's Day and Grundy. Off the deck went Treloar. Miller picks up the footy but claimed immediately by Taylor Adams. Illegally, according to the ump, might have held on to that tackle for too long. Suns can reload once again, champs. Probably final roll of the dice for either side.
I think it slipped down to his feet, so he's called actually a trip at the end of the day. Miller doesn't waste any time, puts it towards Weller, but well done by Noble, just chipped in, took a good defensive mark, and he realises the time, and he says, boys, just settle down. We can't afford for the Suns to have another opportunity, a shot on goal, so he just launches it towards Mason Cox and makes sure that the half-time siren blows, and there it is. Half-time, good game of footy here at the Gabba. Some really good passages of play by both teams. The Magpies were going with a 6-point lead. 4-5-29 to the Suns, 3-5-23. Stick with us here on Triple M Footy. We'll be back to educate you on what just happened. And look forward to a big second half. For McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Ream. Built tough for Aussie conditions with the latest technology when it comes to water heating. Install a Ream.
For McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au.
So we know this guy who's kind of weird, and that's all you need to get a show on Triple M. So we put him on at night.
Oh, hi there. Danny Lakey calling from Triple M. Adult stores around the country, you never know when I might pounce someone. This type of milk is great for vegetarians, but may contribute to man boobs.
Yeah, that's him.
Let's listen to Danny Lakey and turn it up to the ceiling. Everything could go so wrong, but you'll be so happy.
The Danny Lakey Show. Straight after the footy on Triple M.
King G's Quantum Work Boot is a quantum leap forward in technology and design. The Quantum Safety Boot offers shock absorbing and extreme impact protection, all-day comfort, and is one of the lightest work boots on the market. A true hybrid boot. It's made to suit multiple industries and terrains, from logistics to light and heavy industrial jobs, warehousing and transport. The all-new Quantum Work Boot from King G. Available at King G stockists and kingg.com.au.
Bob Jane T-Marts are open. Throughout the Stage 4 lockdown, all Bob Jane T-Marts are open for essential work. If you need puncture repairs, replacement of non-roadworthy tyres and wheels, or battery replacement, call 132625 or visit bobjane.com.au, your nearest T-Marts. Essential services with contactless drop and go and contactless payment. We'll look after you.
Would you love to search Netflix, Stan and Amazon Prime Video all in one go on your TV? It's easy with Fetch. One simple search shows results from all your streaming apps, channels, movies, shows and even YouTube. That's less time searching and more time watching. Get Fetch from Optus, iiNet, Dodo, Aussie Broadband and leading retailers. All your entertainment. Easy. Fetch.
The donation dollar is more than just a dollar. It's a dollar designed to be given over and over again. And we're minting one for every Australian, creating millions of reminders to give. When you find one in your change, you can help make a difference by donating it to a cause, a charity, or those in need. Donation dollar, the small coin made to make a difference.
G'day, Chris Judd here with a big business IT solution for your small or medium business. All you need is Spirit. With Spirit, there's no lock-in contracts and they're so fast, efficient and responsive, you'll be up and running within 24 hours. So your team could be online with Spirit tomorrow. All you need to do is sit back, chuck some Juddy highlights on YouTube and watch productivity go sky high. Business IT solutions by Spirit Internet and IT. Spirit.com.au.
Steel Solutions, Houston speaking.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, what's happened?
I'm putting up a new shed this weekend and I've just realised I'll need a few different lengths of steel.
Don't worry, we stock a huge range of sizes and we'll cut any length. We can deliver it, or if you want it now, just come on in and pick it up.
Houston, we don't have a problem anymore.
Well, that's kind of why they call us Steel Solutions.
Steel Solutions. The steel you need when you need it. Sunshine, Bayswater and Springvale. steelsolutions.com.au.
For McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Half-time here at the Gabba. Final match of round 17. It is the Pies by 6 points. 4-5-29. The Suns are 3-5-23. And the Suns had their noses in front by 5 points at quarter time. So the Pies really stepping things up in that second quarter. It feels so good to be back at Macca's. The Monopoly game at Macca's is back. There are $532 million worth of prizes up for grabs. You have a 1 in 5 chance that you win instantly. So Peel, play and win today. It does end October 20th this year. Maccas.com.au, mcdonalds.com.au, I should say, for full terms and conditions. Brett Thomas, Richard Champion and Simon Black. The story of that first half was Jordan De Goey's comeback. 6 disposals. He's kicked 3 goals too.
Looks elite, doesn't he? Looks red hot, Tomo. Fantastic start for, as you say, for De Goey. He looks clean at ground level. He looks, his touch is great. He looks like he has not missed any games. He looks superb.
He looks fit, doesn't he?
Fit and fresh. Yeah, obviously he's going to be fresh, but he looks really sharp. The dewy conditions, you could just see in that second quarter that the ball handling started to get a bit tricky for the players, didn't it? The dews really kicked in, but he looks great, getting to great spots. His combination of leading at the ball carrier and then getting at ground level, he's really stretching Sam Collins. Sam Collins isn't used to playing on a type like De Goey who can do both things, fly in the air and then at ground level. He's so agile. That forward 50 goalie kick was elite.
The other big in for the Pies, Adam Treloar, been also good.
He's been superb, champs. He's the leading possession getter on the ground with 16 touches, 8 kicks and 8 handballs. He's been superb, 3 clearances to go with that. So he's it looked like he is. They've obviously been doing a fair bit of solid training to come in such a good nick, the boys. So great start for 2 of their inclusions tonight.
They've needed Treloar in the middle because Pendlebury didn't touch it in the first quarter. In the second quarter, he started to get a little bit more involved, but we hope that there's no injury concern there for him.
Yeah, he's just had the 1 kick and 5 handballs, so 6 touches in the first half. Yeah, as you said, Tom, he's just started to get into it. He had 4 clearances alone in that second term. So Scotty, Scotty, he's got to grind his way back into it. He's not really getting tagged. He's just, for one reason or another, not really to get a whole lot of ball in hand at this point.
And the Pies' pressure really left it in that second quarter, as it should, because they're playing for a spot in the finals, and that's what they'll get if they win tonight.
Spot on, Tom. That was the biggest part for mine, that second term. The pressure really elevated. They had twice as many tackles as the Suns in that second quarter. They're 30 to 24 overall at half time, but they had 18 tackles in that second quarter alone. So that really what set them apart, I guess, in that second term.
Gold Coast Suns, Blackie. Alex Sexton has all of their 3 goals so far. Ben King had a couple of cracks at it, just doesn't seem to be in the game right now. There's a couple of other small forwards that probably need to lift as well. Sean Lemons is a big loss for them. I mean, he went off early in that first quarter. He's a bit of a sharpshooter on goal, can often chime in with 1 or 2. But who else should they look for a lift from after half-time?
Well, yeah, Ben King and Sam Day haven't yet kicked a goal. They've had 5 touches, Sam Day, and Ben King's only had the 2 at this point. So, their efficiency inside 50 has been poor. The Suns are going at 33%, 7 shots from their 21 entries. So the pressure from the Pies and the ball carrier upfield has been great, I believe, and particularly that second term. But the 2 key forwards for the Suns, they need to lift a bit.
Well, it's hardly been a shootout in terms of a salmon-type Ablett in the mid-90s, but super efficient Alex Sexton, Jordan De Goey. Sexton, 8 disposals, 3 goals, 1. De Goey, 6 disposals and 3 goals, 2. You don't get much more efficient than that for both coaches, do you? That's not bad. Half-time, Amy Clangers. Who covers Clangers? Amy does. Lucky you're with Amy. Our Clanger tonight happened at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter.
Another turnover by the Pies here, Tomo, and they could make the Suns pay just before half-time. Hoskin Elliott has it, 60 out from goal. Oh, the kick's a bit of an up and under towards the pocket. It's not to his team advantage, and that's a bit of a clanger kick, that one.
Good call there from Champs, our Amy Clanger. Amy covers Clangers. Lucky you're with Amy. All right, Stuart Dew, I reckon he'd be pretty happy in terms of some of the effort he's seen from the Suns. Certainly the way they started the game. Coming off a 5-day break, not much to play for in terms of finals, but here he is with Alistair Lynch, thanks to Fox Footy.
Really strong start. You'd be happy with the first term?
Yeah, the intensity's there. They're making us pay for our mistakes, so we just got to change the tempo of the game at different periods.
So where did things turn in that second quarter? They look like they stopped your ball movement?
Yeah, and I think we tried to lower the eyes and missed a few targets, made us pay, but we let them back inside far too much and they cranked up their pressure.
So what will be the message at half-time?
I know, we're in this game, certainly, and I think the game style we're playing is what we wanted to, so we've got to take our chances.
And Sean Lemons?
Yeah, he's unlikely. He's got a real big corky. We've tried to get him going. It's not working, so we might have to sit him.
So Sean Lemons, corky, done for the night. What impact will that have in the second half, Blackie, considering the Suns are coming off a 5-day break?
Yeah, it's a soldier down. It's a big impact when they've had half the break of what the Pies have. They don't want to lose another player, that's for sure. But he gives a bit of life and a bit of, both attacking flair. I've become quite a fan of Sean Lemons, and defensively he adds a fair bit too. So he is a significant loss for the Suns.
All right, more to talk about after the break. Some news out of the Giants as well. One of their restricted free agents says he wants to go back to Victoria. We'll tell you who that is after the break. This is the final game of round 17. Round 18 starts Thursday night. It is North Melbourne against West Coast at Metricon Stadium. Choice hotels around the grounds. Book direct, choicehotels.com. For hotels across the country for the lowest prices guaranteed. Terms do apply. Halftime here at the Gabba. It's the Pies by 6 points for McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy.
Footy lives 24/7 and so does Triple M Footy. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Hi, it's Eddie Maguire.
And Luke Darcy.
Right now, Triple M is rocking footy.
With the Magpies.
Hoskin Elliott round the corner, go!
Taking on the Suns.
Ranking one way, then the other! Tomorrow, Triple M's Hot Breakfast will have all the news from tonight's big game.
Plus, Tom Brown will have the latest from the Hubs.
We'll start with an exclusive this morning.
Remember, if it happens in Melbourne or on the footy field,
Got all bases covered here on Triple M.
you'll hear about it first here on Triple M's Hot Breakfast. We're back tomorrow from 6.
Bob Jane T-Marts are open. Throughout the Stage 4 lockdown, all Bob Jane T-Marts are open for essential work. If you need puncture repairs, replacement of non-roadworthy tyres and wheels, or battery replacement, call 132625 or visit bobjane.com.au for your nearest T-Marts. Essential services with contactless drop and go and contactless payment. We'll look after you.
You know, cooking can be so tedious.
Which is why we now...
A couple of days ago, this ad was still being written, and today it's reaching millions. In uncertain times, you can maximise your advertising by maximising the speed and flexibility of radio. Because right now, the one thing you need in your marketing plan is the ability to change it. For speed to market that gets results, visit radioalive.com.au.
If you're struggling with daily life, listen to this. Listen provides online psychology, connecting you with your most suitable psychologist, and it's bulk billed. You talk, we listen. Go to welisten.com. That's spelt WELYSN.com.
Fetch the latest movies. Fetch iconic films. Fetch family favourites. Fetch them all easily in the Fetch movie store. There's over 8,000 movies to buy or rent, watch at home or on the go. Fetch brings channels, shows, streaming and movies, all in one simple menu with one remote. Get Fetch from Optus, iiNet, Toto, Aussie Broadband and leading retailers. All your entertainment, easy. Fetch.
A wonderful spectacle here today. A pleasure to watch the new Hino 300 Series light-duty truck perform. Hear that uninterrupted change. Smooth drivability with an auto transmission across the range. Forget about a ute, upgrade to a Hino 300 Series. Nothing else comes close. And you can even drive it on a car licence. The Hino 300 Series. Built to drive, ready for anything. Visit hino.com.au.
There's now even more Triple M to turn up and enjoy. A brand new station, Triple M 90s. Plus, there's Triple M Classic Rock, Triple M Country, Triple M Soft Rock, and Triple M Hard and Heavy. There's now even more Triple M stations, now playing on DAB radio and the Triple M app.
When it comes to protecting your valuable machinery or vehicle, there's no better choice than Fuchs Lubricants. Fuchs range covers automotive, agricultural, manufacturing and mining, using German technology and Australian know-how. Fuchs.com.au or call 1800 1800 13.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Bunnings Trade, made for the trade.
Both sides still in the rooms here at the Gabba. When they come out, it is the Pies leading by one kick, 4-5-29, 3-5-23. The Bunnings Trade Power Pass app, I have to tell you about that, will help you get the job done faster and easier. With all of the trade brands you know and trust under one roof, Trade is your dependable partner with a strong network of stores, teams and suppliers to service your business. Champs, what do we do?
I've got a Power Pass.
Do you?
Yep.
Oh, well done.
Thank you.
You can get that today. It has self-checkout as well, so to help you get what you need fast. If you know what you need, you don't have to go into a store. You can download the Power Pass app.
You can indeed. You got an ABN, you can get a Power Pass.
Now, we mentioned some news out of the Giants leading into the break. One of their free agents. They've got some high-profile ones. Jeremy Cameron, Zach Williams, Aidan Core, 26-year-old key defender at Champs, has told the Giants he wants to come home to Victoria, which as a restricted free agent they can match the offer, but sounds like they won't be doing that.
Gee, they've lost some talent. I mean, there's a guy out there playing tonight, Adam Treloar, who played for them, and
Adams.
They've lost Adams, another one, Blackie, you're right.
Oscar Elliott.
There's three of them out there tonight. Look, remember years ago when they first came in, when they had picks 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, everyone said, oh my God, that is so unfair with the draft, and they're going to win 5 premierships in their first 6 years and all this sort of stuff. And it's harder than that. I mean, you need a little bit of luck going your way. You need to gel as a team, Blackie. You need everything going for you, and talent isn't everything. And they've lost a lot of that talent now. They've gone, and Boyd's gone as well.
They dropped Cornelio, and he insisted that they say that he was dropped, not managed, against the Demons, and they're not guaranteed of making the finals, even if they beat the Saints on Friday night. So all is not well at Giantland.
Well, how often does that happen? They make the grand final one year and don't make the finals next, Blackie.
Yeah, it's a real fall from grace. I mean, they got so much depth. They bat very deep, but for whatever reason, they just haven't been able to get it together this year with the hub environment, I guess. So, it'd be very frustrating. I think some of their efforts are the things that will be the most disappointing for Leon Cameron. They just haven't been able to sustain it for long enough in games, and some of their individual efforts throughout games, I think. So, I mean, Cameron's obviously come under a lot of scrutiny, Jeremy Cameron, so far this year with the way he's sort of gone about it. But, look, if Core goes, it's another loss, another big loss to them, no doubt.
Yeah, huge game on Friday night against the Saints, both fighting for a place in the finals, as are the Magpies. They win tonight, their place is secure in the finals. If they lose, then they have a nervous game against Port Adelaide next Monday night. That is the final game of this regular season. And the Suns, guys, as we come back to talking about this game, both sides on the field, champs, the Suns have come to play tonight. Yeah, they have. Look, they were very impressive getting out of the blocks really well in that first quarter. Second quarter, not as much. They did turn the ball over a few times, and that was due to the pressure from the Pies, Blackie. And look, they really haven't hit the scoreboard as they would have liked. Sexton has all of their 3 goals at the moment. They need a lift from their big forwards and maybe a couple of their smaller ones as well. The Sean Lemon thing's been a bit of a hit for them, and looks like, according to Stewie Jew, who we just heard, probably won't come on for the rest of the game. So they're down to 3 with their rotations, and he was, potentially, up for maybe 1 or 2 goals for them tonight.
Yeah, I think it's danger signs a little bit for the Suns to start this third term, because the Pies were right on top in that second term, weren't they? I mean, they probably could have got a little bit further ahead on the scoreboard rather than just the 6 points as it is now. But, the Suns really need to try to wrestle back that momentum at the start of this third term, because for mine, the Pies really had it. They would have got their tail up and their confidence up coming into half-time. This will be the last game that we will call the Gold Coast Suns on Triple M. We've got the Lions and next Saturday night against Carlton. So I mentioned at the start of the game, maybe a couple of players playing for their spot tonight or playing for their career. One guy who's been on the emergency list for the last 1,000 weeks is Peter Wright. Unable to get a game again tonight. What do you think will happen with Wrighty next year? Well, he just gives them the insurance. If Sam Day goes down or Ben King goes down, he's the next one in, isn't he? So, I mean, the depth, they do need that, the Suns. I would have thought if I was list manager of the Suns, I'd be trying to do all I could to keep him. He's probably still contracted. I'm not sure the situation there. But he gives them great depth. It's been no doubt a frustration for him. He couldn't get into the side this year. He's shown signs in the past, but, he's just been bypassed by the other two, and Sam Day's been around for quite a while now, as we know. Well, inaugural Suns player. Yeah. He's still slightly ahead of Peter Wright. So would have you not slotted him in somewhere over the last couple of weeks to just give him something before the end of the year if they're going to continue to keep him? Well, potentially. I mean, they just think of, obviously, him being in the forward line, he's third tall, they'll be too tall. So, he just can't get in. Now, the Suns, according to Fox Footy, will listen to offers for Peter Wright. He has 2 more years left on his contract, but there'll be a couple of clubs, perhaps even the Pies tonight, that might be interested in 2-metre Peter. Bob Jane T-Marts, let's get an update on the benches there from Belinda Mellon.
Well, I can confirm, as was suspected, that Sean Lemons will take no further part in the game. He has a massive stack of ice on his right thigh. Charlie Ballard came off the ground very late in that term and jumped on the bike as if he had a cork. He was moving gingerly. He has started on the ground. Jared Witts also is out in the middle after receiving some stitches to the left eye. And Scott Pendlebury, gentlemen, you'll be interested to note, is starting on the pine. I watched him during that halftime warm-up. He looked to be moving freely. I think it is just forward planning. They're trying to freshen him up a bit as much as they can this late in the season.
Okay, well, Treloar's back, so they've got a bit more midfield depth tonight. Tagawa up forward as well, releases someone else to play in the midfield. So just managing their skipper, making sure he is cherry right for the finals. They can make sure that they get there in this second half with a win against the Suns. They lead by a goal with the second half. Here is Richard Champion.
Thanks, Tomo, for McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. Grundy against Witts. Gets it down. Greenwood couldn't quite extricate the ball out of there. It spills on the ground. Greenwood goes in again. Elliott working really hard. The kick really not going anywhere. Swallow gets up. McPherson up as well. Quaynor, he couldn't escape with the footy, and umpire will ball it up. The Pies have next Monday night Port Adelaide here at the Gabba, so another 7-day break for them. So really good couple of extensions of rest for their last couple of games prior to finals.
Yeah, coming off a 10-day break tonight, and as you said, they're champs a week before they take on the Power. And if they win tonight, then they can perhaps maybe get some games into other players if they need to rest someone like a Scott Pendlebury, so he's cherry right for the finals. Of course, we've got the pre-finals bye as well. A couple of stoppages to start this third quarter. No change to the halftime score. Pies by a goal as Adams left Jamie Elliott to pick up the footy. Claimed immediately by Took Miller. Umpire rushes in. We're still in the centre square and we will throw it up again. For McDonald's, the Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au.
So to Goey, one out in the goal square essentially for the Pies. I like that matchup. Collins has got his work cut out against the smaller Jordan De Goey. The ball comes out here towards Dacos. He played for the free kick, did Josh Dacos. Didn't get it. Oh, well done, Jack Bowes. Salts and candy. Got around his opponent in Brown, and now the kick is being chopped off. This guy's been okay too. Quaynor, just his 12th game of footy, Blackie.
He has. He's taken a few intercept marks and uses the ball well down back. He's looks like a lively type, doesn't he?
As Callum Brown across his defensive line, they switch to play. Roughhead. Now into Noble. Noble in front of Will Powell. Dacos the shorter option. Ignores him. Called to play on. Will go long up the line. Cox will have to rush up to meet this footy. Battling with Charlie Ballard. Got the left mitt to it, did Mason. Here's Bowes. Gets another touch and drives that ball to a one-on-one. Maynard almost took the mark. The stronger man against Rankin, who chases up the footy with Noble. Handballed into space. Straight towards Day. Noble gets it back. What can he do this time? He goes to centre half back. Oh, looking for Brown. Just comes off the hand of Ben King. And he goes to Darcy Moore, champs.
And Moore spears the pass out wide. And Cox comes out and slides and marks it. In fact, it's my check. Long way from home. Right on the outer side here at the Gabba. Spears the pass in, looking for De Goey. Could have given away a free kick, and he does. The advantage is paid. So McPherson now has the footy inside the centre square. Called to play on. Puts it in towards the lead. That's a push in the back. No, says the umpire. Roughhead could have been the infringer. King needs support. He's got it in Will Powell. Runs around his opponent, Darcy Moore, easily. Pops it to the top of the square. It's 4-on-1s. The Pies should win out. However, it spills to Swallow, and he slots it through for the Suns. So we've got a tied ball game here at the Gabba. 4-5 apiece, 29. 3 minutes into this third term on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Bunnings Trade, made for the trade.
Well, they just worked their way through that beautifully, champs, didn't they, the Suns? They had a couple of opportunities, re-entries inside forward 50, and looked like the Pies were going to rebound the ball, but they kept applying the pressure, the Suns, and we see here in the Triple M Bicycles replay. Isaac Rankin, really nice composure outside 50, kicks the ball at the top of the square, and a really nice piece of aerial contest from Holman, gets the ball to ground level, and they kicked a lovely goal in the end.
That's their first goal since the 14-minute mark of the first quarter, and first to a player not named Alex Sexton. That was David Swallow snapping that goal. Just got enough on it, just his fourth goal from the season, and that brings the scores back to level pegging. 4-5-29, 4-5-29, opening minutes of this third quarter. The Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Bunnings Trade made for the trade. Can the Pies respond? You can hear some slight murmurs from their fans. There's not a lot here tonight. Monday night footy. Final game of round 17. As Grundy tapped it forward. Anderson was free at that stoppage. Outside of the right boot sends the Suns into attack. Goes over the head of Sexton and Quaynor, who read it off hands best. Then got it to Noble. Noble's short spear and kick out wide. Dacos just marks that ball in the field of play.
And we'll go back and look inside, look lateral. And now he goes, a three-quarter kick down the line, looking for Treloar. He's outnumbered. And Greenwood was there to see it over the boundary line for a throw and out of side.
Thanks, Jared. Brody.
So Sean Lemons out for the game. If you didn't hear and you just joined us on Triple M Footy, got a really bad cork. Been a few corks this year, hasn't there, that players haven't been able to get over. It's been a real year for injuries since 2020 and a lot of soft tissue stuff. A lot of hamstrings, a lot of corks.
Makes it hard when you get one, obviously throughout the game where you continue playing it, champs. It blows up almost worse the day or so after it. And to get up in the short turnarounds is very, very difficult. Yeah,
it really starts to bleed and hemorrhage up as Ellis gets a little up and under kick, Tomo, and I think that's out of bounds on the full.
It is. So Maynard will get it back for the Pies. And he wants to switch the play. Goes toward his defensive goal square. Jordan Ruffhead points to the mark where Sam Day will have to come back 1 or 2 metres. Ruffhead now plays on. It's going to go back toward the outer side wing. Long, high ball. Grundy tunnelled underneath the footy by Witts. Through hands, Magpies in possession now. Elliott delayed the handball momentarily to Adams, who did the same there to Pendlebury with a bit of class. Steps one way, then the other. How about that from Scotty Pendlebury? Great pass from Adams into Varco. Here come the Pies champs.
Up towards DeGoey again. Oh, nice chop in by Will Powell. Has to get up again, second effort, and hoiks it out of there. But Pendle's underneath it. Good contest. Slips a little handball away. Here's Elliott. Gets rid of one. Now puts it to the top of the square, ill-directed, picked up by Lukosius. He just hacks it out of there as well. Real panic stations for the Suns at the moment. Grundy was punched to the ground. And a quick clearing kick here, Blackie. The Suns are out. And King takes the mark 40 metres out. And probably a little stiff not to get a free kick or two there, the Pies. And Ben King will have his first realistic shot on goal, I believe, from about 40 metres out.
And Sam Day hasn't had a big influence ball in hand tonight, boys, but he's crashed a few packs and brought to ground really well for his smalls.
King to put the Suns back in front. Oh, he's got underneath it, and it's just scraped in for a behind. So they do hit the front, but just by the solitary of margins. 4-6-30 to the Pies, 4-5-29. 7 minutes played third term. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Get yourself a power pass. You got an ABN. Easy. Whoa, that's a clanger kick. Look at this kick out from fullback.
Yeah, it's going to come back here, and here is King. He picks up the footy, flying shot at goal, and he has dobbed it. As you heard there from Simon Black, the set shot wasn't much good, but on the run there, Ben King has nailed his first shot at goal, his first goal of the night. Second of the quarter to the Suns. They've started this third quarter really well. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard, 5-6-36. They lead the Pies, who are 4-5-29, Simon Black.
Blackie, talk us through this kick out. I hope we see it on the Triple M Bosch Tools replay. I'm not sure what happened.
It's just a
Maynard it was. Here it is.
Just a... He kicked it in the middle of, I guess, 3 Suns players, only 1 Collingwood player, and Benny King, I mean, that's a real confidence booster. He's missed a couple of shots tonight already, but that was just a howler from...
Sorry to laugh. We just saw his reaction on the Triple M Bosch Tools replay. He's gone, oh no.
Bosch Power Tools and Accessories, good better Bosch. He knew straight away, didn't he?
Oh, poor bugger. We've all been there. Darcy Moore was a player he was looking for, and Moore is going, oh God.
Ben King, I mean, what an athlete he is. How good is he? He moves like a 6-footer, doesn't he?
Yeah. You don't want to give the Suns a sniff here, the Pies do, because they'll find that extra gear if they get a sight on winning this game. We're back in the middle here, champs. It's the Suns by 7 points.
7 points. Here's Pendlebury, though, to do something about it. Gives it off to Elliott, who puts it inside 450. Cox has a run at it, punched away from Ballard. Brown's there. Little handball. Here's DeGoey, the man of the moment. Found himself some space. Jordan UBLT. He's got 4 on his return game since round 7. He kicked 5 in that game against the Cats. And he's got 5 again. He's got 4 already tonight. Jordan DeGoey, what a return game, Simon Black, and he's got the Pies back to within a point.
Chaz, I want to ask you, people probably say, yeah, whatever, mate, but he's got a bit of Gary Abbott Senior about him, hasn't he? The way he moves. He's not a overly tall guy like Gaz Senior wasn't, but just his presence, and he's great at ground level. He's great in the air. He's so strong and powerful. He doesn't need much time and space to be effective as he was then, kicking from just on 50 metres, in fact outside 50 off 2 or 3 steps. He's just got that strength and that great aerial as well as ground level ability.
Well, if you look at the Triple M Bosch Tools replay, De Goey went to the contest, opted to go forward of it. Sam Collins just sucked back towards the goals and hoped to hell that Jordan De Goey didn't get it, and he did, and he slotted. And it's the worst nightmare as a defender when your direct opponent kicks a goal and you've made the wrong call. Gee, it hurts.
Champs, you played against Gaz Asenia. How difficult is it to come up against a player who's equally adept in the air as he is on the ground?
Yeah, and he wasn't overly tall, Gaz, was he either? But, he could do anything.
Geez, body's crashing in here from the restart. It was Weller sliding in, Wits involved. And now Sexton handballed the ball to himself, was looking for Swallow, who was already past him, picked up the footy, the loose ball, got it to Noah Anderson, wanders off the mark, sinks that ball up towards the right half forward flank. Moore crashing the pack from behind. Quainer off his bootlaces, bent down, picked it up, got it to Noble. Outside of the right boot to a one-on-one looking for Myercheck. Ballard there as well. He was happy for that ball to go out of bounds. Centre wing broadcast side. We'll throw it back in. Good game on our hands at the moment. We weren't expecting much.
We're going to crack it, Tomo. Absolute crack here. Obviously, the Pies sense the moment, the urgency required right now to, or the outcome of this game is enormous for them. So they need to find some momentum right now.
Suns point, champs.
Yeah, just a point in it, Tomo, and it's gone back over the boundary line again. I must say, though, Gaz had it a little easier than they do these days, the forwards. There was no flooding back. There was no zoning off. It was one-on-one inside the whole 50 with Buddha Hocking streaming out of the middle, slamming it down your throat.
How'd you go with that, champ?
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic, Blackie. Really enjoyed it every time. The Pies. Now, here's Grundy. Gets a little handball over the top, looking for Brown. Got him. Here's Pendlebury. Oh, Pendles, how did you escape out of that? He was like Houdini. The little kick is okay to Myercheck. Finds him 60 out. Myercheck spears a pass in, looking for the man of the moment. De Goey got a couple to beat. He could just about do it too. The crowd, Bowes opts to keep it in. Been handy tonight in the last line of defence. Hacks it up there. But the Pies have the numbers. Rankin got it to Toot Miller. Now Anderson. Now Swallow. And now to Harbrow, and they're away out of side.
They are centre half back as Simon Black tells him to go out wide. He's got a free player out there in Sexton. 3 goals tonight. Alex Sexton finds himself on the wing, almost turned it over. Somehow came off to Miller, off hands to Ellis. Inside the forward 50, the Suns go. King flying from the side, almost playing for the free kick. Asking for the free kick, just outbodied by Darcy Moore. And the Pies come out of defence now. He sends that ball out wide to Hoskin Elliott. Goes in short to Noble.
Noble takes it. Not 15, says the umpire. Blackie.
No, it was just a great grab by Darcy Moore. He was outnumbered 3-1 there, and he had to take the mark, and he obviously did. Great effort.
Will Powell back to Harbrow. He had to play on because the umpire said it didn't cover the required distance or it was touched. Either way, it's now out of bounds, out of side, right in front of the interchange benches. 1 point in it here at the Gabba. Gee, it's been a good game, and player called back. So 36 plays 35, almost 13 played, third term. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard. Long kick down looking for King. It's over everyone's head and out of bounds on the full. Ill-directed.
It was by Jack Lukosius. He's had a couple of rare turnovers, and here's one again almost from the Magpies deep in their defence. Quainer had to put the foot down.
He's good.
Got away from Anderson. Great kicking towards Jamie Elliott. You heard the voice there of Simon Black. Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus, a super fun you can trust. The Magpies have worked it up to the wing champs.
And Myercheck offers the lead, and it's accepted. He takes the mark, true wing position. Now the Suns have got back, so he'll go back to Quagmire.
Quagmire. He's a little beauty, champs. I like the look of him.
I like him. Short into Hoskin Elliott. Hoskin Elliott. They're just patient going forward here to Adams, who gets around a would-be player, and now in towards forward 50. That's holding the ball, I think. Umpire missed it. Should have been. Here's De Goey. Gets a little handball out, and now Thomas is caught. That ball spills to ground. Could have been 1 or 2 free kicks there. Umpire swallowed the whistle. The crowd aren't happy. Have a listen to it.
No, the Pies unlucky there. That was...
Greenwood should have been a free kick against him, I would have thought. Blackie holding the ball.
And Josh Thomas almost in the back. Triple M Bosch Tools replays. Bosch Power Tools and Accessories. Good, better Bosch. As Taylor Adams is absolutely upended by Ellis, I think that was in the tackle. High ball coming out of the Suns' defence. Just bounces in front of Quaynor. He whacks the deck. Felt he should have trapped that footy. He's had a fair bit of the ball in this third quarter. And we've got a boundary throw in, 55 out from the Magpies attacking end for McDonald's. The Monopoly game, Blackie, at Macca's is back. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au. Boundary throw in. Grundy, Witts, wrestling. Over the back it goes, into space. Coming through the traffic was Adams. Going in hard was Josh Thomas. 100 games for him tonight. Picked 75 in the draft. There's a number of players diving on the footy. There's a Collingwood player on the bottom. The Suns appealing for holding the ball. And that was Jamie Elliott who picks himself up. Tricky stoppage just outside the Magpies forward 50, Simon Black.
Very tricky conditions, isn't it, Tommy? You can see the dew on the grass here, making ball handling very difficult.
Well, Weller taps it to Will Powell. He just handballs in hope, but it only found Treloar, who got a little handball away. Brown working hard, and Greenwood in there as well. Now Brown gets it out. Here's Crisp, a little up and under. Plenty of people going to fly for it. Mychek was pushed out of it prior to the contest. Varco, could that be in the back? They've been paying it all week. They let it go on that occasion. Now Bowes just hacks it out of there. Lukosius, good kick. Almost comes off here. Ben King's got the run of it. Just needs to pick it over and pick it up, Blackie. Hold his feet. Elderman went to ground. And now Crisp comes in to lend a hand. That handball's going to be intercepted. Here's Rankin. Will he deliver? The young superstar. Just a little bit too unselfish. It come off, though, to a teammate. Now back. McPherson lost the handle on it. Got to go back for it. Crisp goes in hard. The ball spilling everywhere. Quaynor ends up with it. Blackie just hacks it out of there. And it's going to be chopped off, though, by Ballard, who could have marked it. Opted to go the safety option over the boundary line.
You know, you never see that play, but that's almost insufficient or deliberate, wasn't it? He just fisted that ball about 15 metres toward the boundary line. I tell you what, for a Monday night game, dewy conditions at the Gabba, this is as entertaining a contest as you could find.
So much on the line for the Pies tonight, Blackie.
And as you said, Blackie, we can see the marks on the turf because of the dew. So it's the ones with the clean disposals, the clean handling of the footy that stand out tonight. Treloar trying to get the handball to one of those players in Scott Pendlebury. Ball goes out of bounds again. So it's a real arm wrestle. Point to difference. Suns with the lead. They've kicked 2 goals in this quarter. 5-6-36, 5-5-35. 17-minute mark of this second term. Witts, Grundy again. Treloar coming through. Going plenty for holding the man. Pies fans thought he should have got it, but nothing doing. Turnover here, Magpies, good pressure, coming into attack. Coming across was Hoskin Elliott, got a hand in it on Ballard, who was camped underneath the footy. Callum Brown, his kick was smothered. Going in strong as Josh Thomas, came off his thigh. Pendlebury tried to trap the footy. 50 out from their goal. Lukosius has bounced off the footy by Treloar. Tough stuff from both teams. Weller goes in now with a bit of cleanness to Witts. Handball over towards Anderson, to Weller. I hesitate to say the Suns are out because it's a hot footy at the moment, Richard Champion.
It is indeed, and Quaynor eventually gives it to Moore, and now Pendles normally uses it pretty well. Heads up here for the leader, Mychek, and it beats him over the boundary line for a throw-in. The pressure's on for both teams here. It's a really good game of footy. It's hard to handle, Blackie, but the pressure's just immense.
It is, yeah. Both teams sense the moment, the importance of it. Pendlebury been enormous in this third turn, up to 7 touches in this third quarter.
Wow, when he was touchless in the first, he waits for it on this occasion. Holman goes in, that could have been in the back. They put the whistle away with that rule tonight. Crisp took it, plays on immediately. Varco's there, Ballard punches away, over Tuke Miller's head. Mychek slipped at the crucial time. Ooh. That could be legs under, and it is.
Up was right there.
Against Tuke Miller, he was right there. And the free kick's going to go to Brown, I think.
Callum Brown.
So Brown was at the footy. Tuke Miller dove in for the footy and took out the legs of Callum Brown. And he'll have a shot on goal around the corner from about 30 metres out.
That's the line. One more metre. Thank you.
Here it is, Triple M Bosch Tools replay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the rule, to be honest. If you're the first of the footy, you should be rewarded. And Brown just goes towards the top of the square. Anderson's hands were good to Will Powell. They need to hit a target. They've missed on this occasion. It could come off, though. Well, no, there's another fumble. Greenwood got it towards McPherson, who socketed it off the ground, but Crisp is probably going to mop this one up at half-back.
Suns forward's getting too high, boys. It's all the Magpies down back. They're outnumbering the Suns by 3 at the moment. Suns forwards need to get their balance of numbers right.
Allows them to attack again through Hoskin Elliott, off to Treloar. Darts back inside, kicks it long. To go is dangerous. Collins takes the mark, unselfish. Mychek goes bang. What a play from Jordan De Goey. Wow. So tough to defend. won the one-on-one with Sam Collins, could have gone back and snaffled through his 5th. He gets the pats on the back, and so he should, because he gifted Brody Mychek the easiest of goals. Triple M C-Bus super special comments from Simon Black.
It's beautiful to watch. So we see here the Triple M Boys Tools replay. It is an issue. I didn't mention the Suns forwards are getting really eager and urgent to come high up the ground. When they're winning it back in their back half, the Suns, they've just got no one to kick it to, or they've got one player versus 3 or 4. So that's really unsettling the Suns' forward forays at the moment, Chance. But Jordan De Goey, what a star. I mean, I mentioned Gary Ablett Sr., their champs. There's another example, something similar he would have done against you back in the 90s.
Lucky, pound for pound, he's one of the best going around. I mean, against Sam Collins, he's giving away 6 centimetres and 7 kilos, and he just out-muscled him, out-bodied him, out-positioned him, took the mark easy in the end, and unselfishly gave it off to
brilliant.
To Mychek.
His hip
really
strength.
Good passes of play.
He's so strong through the hips, isn't he?
Yep.
6-5-41, the Pies champs. The Suns 5-6-36. Tick past 20 minutes in this third quarter.
Perfect bounce by the umpire for McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. But he's got to recall it only because the 2 rucks really didn't get a hand on it. Let's listen to the ump. Smashes into the gabber. It's one of the best sounds going around. No, of course he throws it up second time round, doesn't he? The anticipation was amazing, but the execution wasn't so good. Elliott gives it off here. Perfect kick, almost by Crisp, out towards Varco, overruns it. Anderson gives it off to Jack Bowes, and the Suns just out of trouble, or are they? McPherson caught. Weller, handball back, Harbrow always gets out of trouble. His kick smothered though, the pressure's elite from the Pies.
And here comes a Brown just trying to tap that ball into space, get the Pies inside their forward 50, where it's been for much of this quarter. Here it comes again. Treloar tried to feed the handball out wide to the danger man De Goey. Ball goes out of bounds inside their forward 50. Magpies attacking in Simon Black.
We've got a crack out. Geez, this ball's very, very difficult to pick up cleanly, isn't it? Imagine what it's going to be like in a night game and a grand final in 5 weeks' time, boys.
Yeah, it's gotten even slipperier after half-time. It's like a cake of soap out there at the moment. De Goey has both goals in this quarter. Sorry, he has one, Mychek the other for the Pies, but he set up that second one. From the boundary throw-in, 2-fisted forward from Anderson, down to Lukosius. Telegraphed the kick, smothered by Callum Brown, who might get it back from Elliott. Weller just picks up the ball, tries to clear the danger. A couple of players collide. Quain over the back, the spoil in front of Corbett. Grundy, Dacos slipped through his hands. Maynard bent over the footy. Madgen was clean.
Gone.
Almost tackled from Miller, just got it free. Grundy heard a voice out wide to Jack Crisp in game 150. Sends the Pies into attack. It's set up for Mychek, crashes the pack. Offhands Lukosius. Ball still in dispute. De Goey going in, got it free. Out towards Adams on the left. Shakes his head straight away. He knows that he's missed everything. Out of bounds on the full. Suns get it back. Richard Champion.
Gee, exciting passage of play though, Blackie. And they're looking dangerous, the Pies. They know what's on the line. They win tonight. They play finals footy in 2020. It's as simple as that. They lead it by 5 points. So Lukosius needs to get rid of it. Called to play on. Kick was cool and calm and found its target in Weller. He goes short to Greenwood. Took Miller's on the run. Now he's got Sam Day. He could have given it back. Day's going to go over the top to Sexton. The kick's good. It's weighted beautifully, Blackie. Sexton plays on. Unselfishly passes it off into the square.
Well done, Pies. Great effort.
That's holding the ball. Holman took the mark. Talk us through this. Was he going to play on? Yes, he was.
He did.
He didn't realise Chris was there.
It was Heath Sure on Nick Rewalt wasn't it?
It was.
And Chris receives a free kick for holding the ball. Well, you're a metre out and you just go back and have a shot, Nick Holman.
Jack Crisp, the sidler, needed some Tic Tacs in his pocket so that Holman could hear him coming, but he couldn't. As the Pies come up towards their half-forward line, and Ballard kicks that out of bounds on the full under pressure from Varco, and it's going to come back. Going to come back inside the Pies forward 50. Suns coughed up a golden opportunity to get the lead back. They trail by 5 points, Simon Black.
Beautifully caught, Tomo. Nick Rewalt, he's sure spot on exactly like that, wasn't he? He just thought he had a million seconds to kick the footy.
And I don't know why, because the mark was almost a contested one. The ball now comes in towards Cole. Big Mason! Big Coxey's just dragged that in with the one mitt.
Stuck out the mitt and it's stuck.
25 metres out, Blackie. The left mitt went out and the big units pulled it in.
Like a baseball glove.
Fatty Vorton.
Fatty Vorton in the Ian Healy charity game, cricket game, wasn't it? Here at the Gabba many moons ago. Stuck it out and then ran around with it up in the air. We'll all remember that. Now, he's just got to convert, and this will almost be a 12-point turnaround. And a real handy one for the Pies. Not bad off the boot. Cox has got it, his first. And the Pies edge further ahead here at the Gabba. 7-5-4-7, 11 points clear of the Suns. 5-6-36, 24 and a half played third term. Triple M's Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Bunnings Trade made for the trade.
Oh, we've got to crack it, boys, haven't we? You really sense the moment. We see here the Triple M Bosch Tools replay, the error down the other end from Nick Holman. Jack Chris, fantastic tackle to stop that easy goal by Nick Holman. Ball rebounded up the other end, and the ball came in, and Mason Cox just took a beautiful one-hand mark, didn't he? Just protected the drop zone here, as we see again on the Triple M Bosch Tools replay. Just protected the ball so slightly and just shoved Jack Bowes out of the way. And lovely kick and goal. I loved how he gave a little bit of curry there to Jack Bowes, was it? After he kicked it.
He often does.
So good stuff there from the Pies. We've got just the 14 seconds left in the quarter. They lead by 11 points. Bob Jane T-Marts get up to $100 instant cash back on Bridgestone and Yokohama tyres. bobjane.com.au. So for the Pies now, that's 3 goals in this quarter. The Suns should have 3, but Holman missing one when he had an almost certain goal set up by Alex Sexton. Umpire will recall his bounce back in the middle. 7-5-47 Collingwood. The Suns 5-6-36. Real arm wrestle in this quarter. It's gotten a little dewier and slipperier after half time. Comes through now to Took Miller. Sends that ball into space. Noah Anderson will run onto the footy. Just got that ball on his boot straight away under pressure. It's flirting with the boundary line. It goes out of bounds right on the stroke of three-quarter time. It's the Magpies with their noses in front. They lead by 11 points. They kicked the 3 goals in that quarter, as we mentioned. 1 to Cox, 1 to Mychek, set up by De Goey, who probably could have or should have kicked his 5th, but unselfish from the Collingwood star, who's the big story tonight. He's kicked 4. The Pies are on top, as we mentioned, an 11-point lead at three-quarter time. For McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Bunnings Trade, made for the trade.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au.
Triple M's Occupational Therapy. If you're looking for a job, you're open for business and need a hand, or maybe you're hiring, let us know at triplem.com.au, because we're getting Melbourne back in business.
Thank you so much, Triple M, for giving a shout out to businesses that are really struggling at the moment.
Thanks, Triple M. Doing a good job.
Love to thank Triple M for all their support and doing a great job.
Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Triple M. You're absolute legends looking after the fans.
105.1 Triple M's Occupational Therapy.
At Choice Hotels, we know you don't always need a passport for the perfect holiday, especially in this beautiful country. So if you're ready to travel, planning a getaway or a surprise visit, Choice Hotels is there. With hotels across Australia, from Albury to Albany, Brisbane to Bendigo, and everywhere in between. Right now, get up to 25% off when you book direct at choicehotels.com for the lowest price guaranteed. Subject to availability, valid for stays completed by 12th of October 2020. T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com.
King G's Quantum Work Boot is a quantum leap forward in technology and design. The Quantum Safety Boot offers shock-absorbing and extreme impact protection, all-day comfort, and is one of the lightest work boots on the market. A true hybrid boot. It's made to suit multiple industries and terrains, from logistics to light and heavy industrial jobs, warehousing and transport. The all-new Quantum Work Boot from King G. Available at King G stockists and kingg.com.au.
Let me speak, ancestors, of the great warrior Mulan. The loyal, the brave, the true.
Experience the classic tale reimagined in a breathtaking new epic.
The girl became a soldier. The soldier became a leader. And the leader became a legend.
Don't miss Disney's Mulan. Streaming now. Exclusive to Disney Plus subscribers who unlock Premier Access. Additional fee required.
Well, there's nothing safe about what we're witnessing here today. He's taken another hit. Oh, and another. If only he had a pre-collision system. Somebody send him off now to buy a new Hino 300 Series light-duty truck with Hino Smart Safe. It's Australia's safest Japanese truck in its class and includes a pre-collision system. The Hino 300 series, built for safety, ready for anything. Visit hino.com.au.
Bob Jane T-Marts are open. Throughout the Stage 4 lockdown, all Bob Jane T-Marts are open for essential work. If you need puncture repairs, replacement of non-roadworthy tyres and wheels, or battery replacement, call 132625 or visit bobjane.com.au for your nearest T-Marts. Essential services with contactless drop and go and contactless payment. We'll look after you.
Steel Solutions, Houston speaking.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, what's happened?
I need some steel cut in different lengths and sizes, and I need it now to finish off this job.
Not a problem, mate. You can pick it up or have it delivered. And if you order $300 or more, we'll deliver it for free anywhere up to 40 k's from the city.
Houston, we don't have a problem anymore.
Well, that's kind of why they call us Steel Solutions.
Steel Solutions. The steel you need when you need it. Sunshine, Bayswater and Springvale. steelsolutions.com.au.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for IGA Liquor. IGA Liquor, proudly independent.
3 goals straight in that third quarter to the Pies. They lead by 11 points, 7-5-47. 5-6-36 the Suns. They kicked 2 goals, 1 in that quarter. Should have been 3 goals. It was a 2-goal turnaround because Nick Coleman right on the goal line, took a chest mark, tried to play on, didn't hear Jack Crisp, the former Lion, behind him, tackled him to the ground. Pies went up the other end. DeGoey took the mark, got it off to Mycheck, and popped one through. DeGoey has 4 goals, 2, leading goal scorer on the ground. Sexton with 3 goals for the Suns. Then singles to King and Swallow kicked a goal each in that third quarter for Gold Coast, and for the Pies singles to Hoskin Elliott, Mycheck, and big Mason Cox from the set shot kicked that last goal of the third term. Before we get the thoughts of Richard Champion and Simon Black. Now, Blackie actually noticed first just how dewy it was, which we can tell from the skills, high pressure game, but just the marks on the grass from where players have been sliding in front of us on the broadcast side. But Belinda Mellon for Bob Jane T-Marts, what's your theory in terms of the different amounts of dew we're seeing around the ground at the Gabba tonight?
Well, gents, for a second I thought Blackie was seeing things because I thought there's no marks on the ground over this side. I stood up to have a better look. There's definitely no marks on the ground over this side. And I also noted that the handling errors on this side of the ground were far less. Behind me, the stadium is quite open. And if there's a breeze, it tracks from behind me and across to the commentary box side. So my theory is, and I do love a theory, is that the breeze actually abates the moisture and the dew forms first on your side of the ground. And if coaches were clever, they would bring all the play across to this side of the ground nicely in front of me, so I get a better view.
Okay, Bob Jane T-Marts get up to $100 instant cash back on Bridgestone, Yokohama Tyres, bobjane.com.au. Has she discovered something new? You guys have played a lot of footy here at the Gabba. What do you think of that theory?
Well, I see her theory and I raise her theory with another one. I think she's got a point. One, they should play more over the other side of the ground. However, this side of the ground doesn't get as much sun during the day,
right?
Because of where the sun's situated on this stand. It's always slipperier on this side here.
Tonight game, mate.
So therefore, but Bracky, this
I've never heard
retains,
so much dribble in all my life.
What latitude does the sun have to be at coming from the north, drifting back for that dew
summertime,
to reach the
precipitation? Gets more, but where it is at the moment. And so this side of the gate, the ground
goodness me.
retains moisture through the day, and therefore the moisture comes up a lot easier throughout the night.
On a leap year, on a Monday night,
come on.
September. Simon Black, what's your theory?
This is a big... Bell, no disrespect down there on the bench, but stand up, go and have a look at the stud marks or the boot marks on the ground over there. I guarantee, I'll bet you anything. I'll walk nude around the Gabba Champs if there's no marks over that side of the ground. There is no breeze in the stadium.
All right, well, I'm going to go and water that personally, if that's what it takes for you to walk nude around the Gabba.
Okay, a lot of theories floating about. What's your theory on how this game is going at the moment, Simon Black? Triple M C-Bus Super Special comments.
It's been a cracker. I was just thinking about something then.
Amongst all the BS.
Yeah, look, it's been a ripper. I mean, the Pies were impressive then. The Suns, they had the momentum in parts of that third quarter, and the Pies, I guess they realised the urgency of the moment, and they found something there, and they wrestled back the momentum and kicked out the extra goal in that third quarter. But valuable, very valuable 8-point lead they got, obviously, to this stage of the game, but we're set for a fantastic last quarter.
Major disposal winners as the umpire's about to put the Sharon on the turf.
For the Pies, Trelaw 22, Chris 15 and Noble 15. For the Suns, Anderson,
Noah Anderson.
Lockie Weller 20, Miller 18 and Power 17.
Start of the fourth quarter for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks footy. Here's Richard Champion.
So, here we go. The final term. Final spot on the line for the Pies. Grundy gets it to Crisp, who's very good. And now Noble, the two blondies combine up towards Greenwood, chopped off. And Greenwood takes the mark for the Suns between right half back and the wing. He goes short to Took Miller, takes the mark. Dacos minds the mark. He goes out wide. McPherson and Ellis it was. Now Long, inside forward 50. King's going to fly at it for the Suns. Over the back, Grundy has something to say about it. Here's Day, gets a little handball away. Sexton, can he make it another one? Oh, he's at the post. It would have been his fourth as well. Alex Sexton has 3, been dangerous all night. And now more to bring it back in. It's 10 points of difference here at the Gabba. We just kicked off the final term.
If I was
on your Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
If I was stuck in a tunnel, I'd want Alex Sexton with me because he knows where the daylight is, doesn't need much, and he has a shot on goal. And wouldn't you know it, most of the play in this fourth quarter has been on the side of the ground that might not be as dewy as the broadcast side, where we can see marks on the turf quite clearly as Crisp goes up towards the wing. And there is a free kick against Lukosius going to Jamie Elliott right near the benches where we find Belinda Mellon. Bob Jane T-Marts, update at three-quarter time, goes in short to Maynard. And Maynard now, slow ball scenario here for the Pies as he goes up towards the half-forward line to a contest to Cox. Offhands Miller, long handball to Lukosius, rides the tackle but sent it back to 3 Pies. Dacos cling through the space to his skipper in Pendlebury. His kick was touched. Collins, has he heard it? Yes. Got the handball to Witts, goes further back to the Crab, Caleb Graham, who goes in short to Brandon Ellis, champs.
Ellis, short to Greenwood, just inside defensive 50. Looks lateral, in fact we'll go backwards here. And the kick not so good, but it finds Bowes. And he goes short by foot to Witts. And they're trying to make something happen here, the Suns. Eventually Harbrow out wide here to Will Powell. Back now inside 50. It's a dangerous kick. If it comes off, it's okay. If it doesn't, Grundy's going to gobble it up. Give it over to Elliott. He goes back to Crisp. Crisp around 1. Back to Dacos. Now Noble. He fumbles it in the middle of the ground. Has time, though, to recover and go back here to Roughhead. And they lost about 70 metres in the Pies. Up towards Pendlebury, looking for the free kick. Doesn't need it. Doesn't get it. And now trying to scoot back to him.
Great pressure, McPherson, champs.
Did okay. Now Day has it for the Suns.
Got it from Powell. Great pressure from the Suns, as we heard there, forcing the Magpies to retreat. Day sends them into attack. It's a high ball. King can't really get a jump at the footy in between 3 Pies players, and Moore slaps it through for a rush behind. The Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard, 7-5-47 the Magpie, 5-8-38 now the Suns. And Maynard, another shank. Lightning does strike twice for the Magpies star defender tonight, and he's kicked that straight out of bounds on the full, Richard Champion.
I wonder whether he's got the same reaction on the Triple M Bosch Tools replay. He can't believe it. It's 2 golf shanks in a row.
Yeah, look at the square, Gene.
So that's Corbett now lining up for goal here, champs. And a couple of big errors from the Pies. Corbett, and that has drifted through. Oh, has he got it?
Yep.
It's come back. Well, the goal umpire was setting up like that, was going to go through for a behind. The crowd went silent, mostly Magpies fans, because they saw it, and that was a goal. The Suns will not die wondering. They're back to within 3 points, 7-5-47 Collingwood, 6-8-44 the Gold Coast Suns, Simon Black.
Well, Maynard, poor fellow, who's seen the Triple M Bosch.
He said the same thing.
The second one for the night, absolute howler. He's cost his side a goal earlier in the game with a kick out from full back, and this one here, he's just, he's got a chance. What did he do wrong there?
Well, it's a night he wants to forget. He can't believe he's done it twice, and he's had exactly the same reaction, and the consequences have been exactly the same. He's punched the ground 3 times there on the Triple M Bosch Tools replay. He said, how in the hell can that happen?
Now, that's 2 goals he's given away in this half of footy. Low-scoring game. Does he keep taking the kick-outs? Would you back him to go? I mean, he's normally a great user of the footy.
Just go long. The guts or
spot on, Blackie. I reckon you just go, you know what? I'm not going to try to finesse anymore. I'm just going to belt it as long as I can. So be aware. All right, here we go. Have a listen to this bounce. Bang, I love it. Here we go. We got a game on our hands here. Grundy gets it down. Pendlebury really coming into it. Oh, he caught one high in the eye. He's down. Weller grabs it for the Suns. Spears it out here towards Rankin. He grabs it. Good passage of play, though, by Maynard. He made up for it. Sockers off the ground. Put his body on the line. Dacos is there. He dodges away from it. Rankin on all fours. Got it back to Weller. Now a little handball over the top. It's going towards Day. Good pressure here all round. We're going to force the ball up. No, it spills out. Crisp taken to ground. And the Bulls, it's a messy one. No one can pick it up. Noble and Crisp on all fours. Eventually Moore's got it through his legs as well. And over the boundary line for a throw in. That will save everyone some more embarrassment.
Well, the ball's been inside this forward 50 from a lot of this half. It was the Pies doing all the attacking in the third quarter. Now it's the Suns camping the ball inside their forward 50. They trail by 3 points. I'll have to check on Scott Pendlebury in a moment. Caught one in the mush as Witts chasing that boundary throw in, and he might have given away a free kick. Now it's Holman giving away a 50. The umpire's given him the benefit of the doubt. It was Witts tripping into Noble. Magpies off the hook if he can use it cleanly. He goes in short to one of their better ball users in Josh Dacos. It's forced back on the mark. Where will he go with this? Not many options. Has to go long up the line. Didn't get a lot of purchase on the footy, though. And taking a nice mark, Hugh Greenwood. Such a big body as a midfielder. And a good contested mark as well. And now he sends them into attack. It's a high ball. King comes out as Brown over the top. Spectacular spoil. Crisp down to Moore. Slip the footy. Out to Isaac Quaynor. Has to hold it up because not a lot of options to go to. Cox will have to fly from the side on Ballard. All he could do is create a contest. He does so. He gets a boundary throw in. And at least the Magpies are outside their defensive 50, Simon Black.
Oh, it's a cracking contest, isn't it? Every little ball in dispute is red hot at the moment. As you'd expect.
The Seabus Super Special comments. Seabus, a super fun you can trust. From Simon Black tonight, it is the Magpies clinging champs to a 3-point lead.
With 11.5 to play, final Tomo, the Rucks go at it. Witts against Grundy. Greenwood couldn't quite. There's Treloar to Grundy. And now to Brown, who just pops it up towards half forward. Big Coxie takes it bounce, the big unit. Has a shot on goal. He's buggered me. He's kicked it. The big unit's got two. And that's the play of the night so far. Watch him strut around the Gabba like he owns the joint. That's terrific. 9 points of difference here at the Gabba. 11 minutes to play in this final term on the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Well, Blackie, that was a little bit like the two big fellas lumbering after it. Sean Wren, Justin Madden at Waverley Park,
wasn't it?
It was like it was in slow motion, but it wasn't. It was in real time.
That was brilliant. That was one of the goals of the year for mine. That stoppage clearance by Collingwood that was derived from that. Suns had the ball, and Scotty Pendlebury and I think another Collingwood player, they wrestled out of the Suns' hands, champ, and they just got it forward. And a great one-on-one mark, obviously, by Cox, and what a finish.
He burst away and had a bounce, if you don't mind.
It was a bit like Justin Madden at Waverley Park, wasn't it? That's as far as Mason Cox could run without being tackled, I reckon. Bob Jane, T-Mart's Belinda Mallon.
Braden Maynard's come to the bench and he is still absolutely filthy about kicking the ball out of bounds on the floor. He's been offered a drink of water and he's thrown it on the ground. He's stormed off and taken himself for a walk along the boundary. Not happy jam.
Thank you, Bell. As Sexton, great tackle from Noble. Should have been rewarded. Didn't think he got a boot to that, Sexton, as Pendlebury just kicks that ball out into space for Adams to run onto. But it was Powell who got there first. Over the shoulder, his kick up towards half forward. And Darcy Moore has been a pillar of strength all night. I'm not sure if we have the spoils on the Champion Data stat screen, but he's had a lot of them. Kills the contest, 60 out from the Suns' goal. And it is the Pies with a 9-point lead, 8-5-53, 6-8-44. 10 minutes from home, 10 minutes away from the Pies securing their spot in the finals, Richard Champion.
Yes, they're not far off it now. So from the stoppage, Hoskin Elliott picks it up, little handball over to Treloar, who just clears the congestion for now, but it's been chopped off. And now Collins a little one short. He's looking for Witts, punched away from him over the boundary line. So we're about 70 out from the Pies goal. All thanks to McDonald's tonight for bringing our broadcast to you. The Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Don't forget that. There's full terms at mcdonalds.com.au. Witts taps it down again. Quick clearing kick. But this man's been very good. Quaynor takes a one-hander. We've got a free kick as well, I think. You can take your pick.
Very polished, Isaac Quaynor, isn't he? For an inexperienced player, he's strong, generally uses the ball well. Goes in short, Tyler Brown on the paint of his defensive 50. Long to a contest. A lot of players around this footy. Slip through hands. Suns have the numbers out the back. Bowes now to Witts. Witts gets onto his left. Snap around the corner. Swallow camped underneath the footy. Comes to the front as Anderson assesses his options. That wasn't meant for Nick Coleman. Don't know who it was meant for. Bit of a shank, but he'll take the mark anyway. Line up. He'll have a set shot. No, he's going to play on again. Kicks it into space. Looking for King. Has to be predictable to your teammates, and he wasn't there, Nick Coleman. Couple of mistakes in this second half. They've given up a couple of golden opportunities for the Suns in a low-scoring game. Rough it around the corner. Varco bounced off his chest. Hoskin Elliott, dangerous ball. As Ellis slid in, that was really clever to Harbrow. A short pass does not bounce into the field of play. It goes out of bounds on the full, and the pressure in this game, Richard Champion and Simon Black, is immense right now.
Fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, both sides know the what's on the line, particularly for the Pies. The ball is red hot every time someone touches it.
Noble to Crisp, and Crisp plays on immediately from right half back Blackie, and finds that man Quaynor, who we've been singing his praises tonight. Just a real solid contributor for the Pies. Goes short to Dacos, finds him. Hasn't gained much distance, but he goes to the outer side of the gather here now. And every second and minute is crucial as we tick under 9 minutes remaining in this game. It's still a 9-point margin, so only a couple of goals in it. One quick one by the Suns here would make it really interesting. Probably one more from the Pies might be just enough as the kick from Dacos goes down the line. It's chopped off, though, by Collins. He spears it up towards Witts. It's punched away from him and Pendlebury. Now on all fours, trying to get the ball out is Greenwood. He eventually got some help, and the kick goes up here towards King, but it's punched away from him. And now Crisp, been very good off half-back, finds a teammate out wide on the wing.
And Hoskin Elliott waits for that ball to bounce. He picks it up now, had about 10 metres on Ellis. That slews off the side of his boot and goes out of bounds. And when you see highly skilled players shank the ball like that, we've seen Maynard do it as well. You know it must be a very dewy night. Bob Jane, Team Arts, Belinda Mallon.
Tyler Brown's gone straight down to the rooms with the team doctors. Boys has got some sort of injury. I will keep you posted when I find out more.
Might be a blood rule. Anyway, the boundary throwing's been held off here. We're inside the Pies forward 50. Haven't seen it here much in this fourth quarter as Cox creating some space behind him. Got a hand to it for Adams to run onto. Players close in, pack forms. Umpire allows that ball to continue on. And Greenwood gets it out of the congestion. Great body work there from Moore on Rankin. Protected the space. Takes the mark.
Been fantastic. Sorry, Tomo, hasn't he? Moore's had 9 spoils and been great intercept marker as well.
Speaking of intercept marks, Hugh Greenwood's take it. IJ Liquor scoreboard. It's the Pies by 9 points as Greenwood coughed up the footy. Off the deck goes to Goey. That ball slips out right forward pocket. Will it stay in? Yes. Meyer check. Back to Hoskin Elliott. Kick around the corner, drifting towards the boundary line, and finally that goes out right forward pocket. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. IJ Liquor proudly independent. The Pies 8-5-53 champs, 6-8-44 the Suns.
So it was out of bounds on the full. Now the Suns have an opportunity here, but the Pies, their relentless pressure could just win out again. They hack it out of there. Pendlebury's there, takes a good mark. Second grab. And we'll just settle down and chew a little bit of clock here, Blackie. So the trusty left footer puts it to the top of the square. Cox is there. Grundy flies for it. Spilsreed to go. He's there again. Almost sockers it off. I think he might have. Did he? Let's listen to the umpire here.
I believe it's a goal. Could please make sure it wasn't touching the goal spread before crossing the line.
There we go. So the umpire thinks...
Can we please check to see if it wasn't touched?
They think it's a goal. And on the Triple M Coach Hire score review, whatever you need, Coach Hyatt can make it happen. Search Coach Hyatt today. So they think it's a goal.
I think it came off Harbrow's hand. That's my guess, champs. We'll see here on the Triple M Bosch Tools replay.
Well, it could be De Goey's 5th goal, but if it's come off a hand, let's have a look.
I reckon he's just touched it.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Definitely touched it. Unless the boot comes through again to go, but it doesn't.
Yeah, that's a very good pickup, and that's why we have the score review to get it right. From the reaction of the Pies players, it was a goal every day of the week, and clearly on the replay, they'll overturn this. They don't need to replay it anymore. Here it comes. So the Arc is going to put the decision up on the board. And it's a behind. So that's a good call. It's why we've got it in play, and I like it when it comes off like that. So the pressure was good. Tapped it through, but Jordan De Goey just still looking dangerous. Almost had his fifth on the board.
As Lukosius, the Pies had already set up for that kick in, but Witts takes a great contested mark. That was a great kick in towards Swallow. Straight through his hands, though. Desperate stuff. Hoskin tapping it back to Crisp. Had a couple of touches. He wants to go forward into Adams. Free kick and a 50. So for a hold and then for kicking the ball away. What was the 50 for?
I don't know.
But the Pies were going to take the advantage. And Crisp is coming forward to take it. We'll have to wait for the Triple M Bosch Tools replay screen. As we wait for that, Bob Jane T-Mart's ball into Mellon.
Tyler Brown has re-emerged from the rooms with some taping on his shoulder. He looks okay. He's done some handballs and looks like he will continue to take a part in this game. Also, Braden Maynard, boys, has a massive bandage on his left quad and a protective bandage. He obviously came into the game with a cork, and that is perhaps an explanation as to why his kicking wasn't going quite as he would have hoped.
So just the one goal this season for Jack Crisp. In game 150, what a pickup he's been for the Pies. And this to make it really tough for the Suns now. He has connected really well. He knew straight off the boot, and so do the Magpies fans. And he pops them further ahead now by 16 points, 9-6-60 Collingwood. The Suns are 6-8-44, and that is on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. IJ Liquor, Simon Black, are proudly independent. What happened there? We still don't really know.
Yeah, Tom, well, we know it's a massive goal from Jack Crisp. Started his career here at the Gabba with the Lions, of course, and tonight playing his 150th game. That's a massive moment to go out to the lead they've got now of 16 points. Look, it was I guess a professional free kick where the player handball the ball, the Collingwood player that is, and the Suns player held him, restrained him from then getting a second handball back, I believe. So that's why the 50 metres was paid. We'll see here shortly in the Triple M Bosch Tools replay. But that was the reason for it, and Jack Crisp good enough to go and do it.
Bosch Power Tools and Accessories, good better Bosch. I think it might have been Ellis who held on to Crisp just a moment too long to prevent him from getting the old 1-2. So that's a big moment there for the Collingwood Football Club. Their lead now, Richard Champion, sits at 16 points. They are a tick under 6 minutes away from securing their place in the finals.
For McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy. The quick kick out of there from Noah Anderson for the Suns, up towards Ellis. The bounce is a little crook, so Anderson just slockers off the ground. Picked up on that occasion by Greenwood for the Pies. It punches it out here towards Hoskin Elliott. A little handball's okay. The Pies shot on goal. Just to the right-hand side.
Let's go back, Jordy.
That was by Elliott. No, it was Adams.
Play on.
Well,
who had that shot on goal.
The Suns, they've just got to go, don't they? They've got 5.5 minutes left. They've got to kick 3 goals. They've got to go fast and through the corridor with an overlap handball.
Here they come now, Alice. They're listening to you, Simon Black. Triple M Seabass super special comments. Seabass are super fun you can trust. They've got this ball up towards the wing to Swallow. Sends a high ball now for Day flying from behind, but Ben King has given away the free kick. Had a great night and took Jordan Ruffhead out of the contest before the ball got to them. So Jordan Ruffhead will take the free kick on the left half-back flank, and he indicates he wants to go long, just drives that ball up towards Mason Cox. Grundy's front and centre, but it comes through to Bowes through traffic with a bit of class. Now to Brandon Ellis. Thumping ball inside the forward 50. Sexton tried to take the one-hander. Spinning and winning was Callum Brown, and he sends that ball out wide for Hoskin Elliott. Past his hands, he looks a little tired. Now to Harbrow to Weller here, champs.
Weller needs support. No, sold a bit of candy and more candy, and now goes hot to the hot spot. Days flies for it, just didn't get a launch at it. And now it was Magden who flew for it. Oh, Rankin!
Post.
Almost provided something special. He hit the post, Blackie. He socketed it out of mid-air, and it's just skimmed the post on the way through. It was very clever initiative stuff. But unfortunately for him, And Maynard just goes bang this time out there, and Grundy takes a good mark out of side. Oh, Belinda Mellon's got something happening with that theory, I reckon, because they are catching the ball a lot crisper over there. Blackie's looking at me saying, don't be an idiot.
And the ball has been over there for much of this fourth quarter on the other side of the ground.
Starting to come around. Blackie's having nothing to do with it, Tomo.
By the way, Bob Jane T-Marts get up to $100 instant cash back on Bridgestone and Yokohama tyres, bobjane.com.au. Another free kick as the Suns getting a little bit ill-disciplined, and there's a couple of players just banging into each other.
It's a Gold Coast free kick, I think, Tomo.
The umpire had his arms pointing in every direction, but you're right. And not only is it a free kick, Simon Black, but it's downfield.
Yeah, Sexton's going to get a shot. He'll kick from just inside the 50 on a reasonably sharp angle, probably, 10 metres inside the boundary line.
So it was Grundy who flattened
Took Miller,
Took Miller. So downfield, Alex Sexton lining up for goal. He can't really take his full 30 because his side is 16 points down. So he's kicked 3 to equal his season high of 4 goals from just inside the 50. He gets right underneath that.
Nice.
That is looking good. Oh, it just misses. Through for a minor score. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. IJ Liquor proudly independent. Magpies 9-7-61. Suns 6-10-46. 3 minutes and change remaining in this one. Richard Champion.
Maynard, no finesse again. Just launches it as long as he can. And Cox takes the mark out wide. He's been handy tonight, Big Mason. He's took some good grabs. He's contested well. He's got a couple of goals to his name. And that's a real timely mark as well. Kicks it long to right half forward. Hoskin Elliott's been good too. Hands it off to Treloar. Treloar to Adams, who spears the pass into Pendles. Pendles takes it. He could kick it from here. 48 metres out. He goes across the goal. Good grab. Is it Brown? It is. So Brown has taken the mark. It's really hard to see down the other end of the ground. Tyler Brown has taken it, and this would definitely seal the deal if he's successful here. 61 plays 46 as we speak. 2.5 remaining in this final term on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. So Tyler Brown, he's going to kick it around on the left. Not bad off the boot. Yes, he's got it, and that has sealed the deal for the Pies. Congratulations, you'll be playing finals footy in 2020. Tyler Brown's first for the night. The Pies 10th, they move to 10-7-67 to the Suns 6-10-46. 22 played. Final term on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. IJ Liquor proudly independent, Simon Black.
Yeah, massive goal chance, as you said, caught beautifully. The Pies will win this match now with just over 2 minutes to go. And just Scotty Penbury there, a bit of class, got the ball outside 50. Probably having a shot actually, but just sort of, I guess, sprayed a little bit across goal. And love the way that young Brown, they just protected the drop zone on the ball, didn't he, against his Suns defender champs. Nice piece of play, and what a beautiful snap.
Just the second goal of his career, and that's 9 contested marks to 3 in this quarter now for Collingwood. And they've taken them in crucial parts of the ground. Both their ruckman, Grundy and Cox, taking contested marks as they were coming out of defence. And young Callum Brown, Tyler Brown I should say, taking a contested mark against Lachie Weller and slotting through his second goal. They might be small in number, but they are big in voice tonight. The Collingwood fans in full voice. They know their side is on their way to a finals appearance, and here they come out of the centre again. It's Pendlebury combining with Adams, sends them into attack, looking for Myercheck. Front centre to go. He's kicked 4 tonight. Varco flashing through, out of bounds, out of side, 50 out from the Magpies attacking end. Their lead is at 21 points, a game high. So we're ticking a time on. 2 minutes remaining in this contest. Richard Champion for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks footy.
And that cheer is for Jordan De Goey, who's gone off for a rest for the rest of the night. I'll be getting Treloar off as well.
He's off, champs, yep.
Okay.
26 touches, Treloar.
Yep, so save those two boys for next week and for finals. It's a smart bit of play by Nathan Buckley. You don't want an injury in the last minute and a half. Another kick comes inside forward 50. Good grab by Charlie Ballard. Gets back in defence and takes a timely mark as we count down to just under 2 minutes remaining. Short little kick, it's a dangerous one. Swallow has to grab it, couldn't quite, it spills free. Weller could soccer off the ground, opts not to. Now it's got a tap out here to Noble. His hands were good. Little kick come in from Adams. Thomas, and now a shot on goal from Myercheck to the right-hand side, another behind of the Pies.
As Bowes plays on now, too little too late for the Suns, but they link up through hands to Powell. Third handball into space looking for Ellis. Mopped up by Took Miller. Handball's back to Bowes. Good running outside of the right boot. That ball goes toward the boundary line. And it will bounce out of the field of play right near the benches with a minute remaining in this contest. It's the Pies by 21 points. Brett Thomas, Richard Champion, Simon Black, Belinda Mellon on the boundary tonight. We've called an entertaining game, champs.
It has been really good, actually. Right from the outset, the pressure's been immense. The skill level been pretty good considering the dewy conditions. A few have slipped through the fingers. That's understandable. But so much on the line for the Pies. That's holding the ball. There'll be a free kick to the Magpies, so they'll just use up as much clock as they want to here. So Adams goes short. Grundy has it. As we tick down to 30 seconds remaining in this game. So 22 points is the margin. Inside forward 50. It spills to the back. Jack Bowes, little kick was clever. Didn't cover the required distance. Ellis goes short. And now Graham has it out of side. Long down the line. Rankin waits down. Day punched away from him by Roughhead and eventually over the boundary line for a throw in right in front of the interchange benches. We've got our final score because there's only about 2 seconds remaining. The ball will be thrown in and the Pies will be playing finals footy. 22 points it is. Wait for the siren. And there it is. The Pies will play finals footy in 2020. A good game of footy here at the Gabba. 22 points the final margin in favour of the Pies. 10-8-68 to 6-10-46.
So, champs, the Pies have actually moved up to 6th after that result. They go past the Saints and the Dogs, as you call beautifully. The Pies will play finals footy in season 2020. It's been a little bit up and down, but Simon Black, we've been waiting for them to hit their best, and they were tested all the way tonight against the Suns.
Yeah, they certainly were. You've got to hand to the Suns. They really pushed the Pies hard. And to the Pies' credit, in that last quarter, when it was up for grabs, when the Suns really were coming, the Pies found a new gear, and they managed to obviously wrestle to a pretty handy lead. Very impressive.
Sorry, Blackie, we'll just cut you off. Here is Jordan to go with Alistair Lynch, thanks to Fox Footy.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've had a bit of an inconsistent season so far, and it was just good to get the job done when we needed it. So the boys should be high in confidence and looking forward to next week.
You look like you moved really well, and the finger was no problems?
No, it was all good. I was a bit nervous at the start there. A few times the ball hit it on the end, but all seems to be fine. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
How was Bucks at half-time? You were a bit slow out of the gates, and the Suns put enormous pressure on you.
Yeah, definitely. I think they come out hard. We're winning all contested ball and clearances, so that was pretty much the focus, is getting the head over the ball and winning those one-on-ones.
There's always a lot of scrutiny on Mason Cox, and we're talking about him today. What do you ask of him each day when he goes out there?
Yeah, well, he's a big man, so we don't ask too much. All we want him to do is, make a contest, bring the ball to the front, because if we can be predictable like that, it makes it easier for us ball forwards.
He had an outstanding game today. What about the big fella, big 7-footer, taking a bounce and kicking a goal on the run?
Yeah, I don't know if you should do that again, but maybe that's on one side. We'll see.
Great to see Adzi Trelaw back in the side with yourself and in great touch as well.
Yeah, Adzi's really important. I think just his burst from stoppage is probably what we needed in that second half, and he definitely delivered it.
An outstanding game yourself, well played, and exciting times ahead for Collingwood going into finals. Well done.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
If you could have scripted the perfect comeback for Jordan De Goey, Simon Black, it would have been to remain injury-free, to get some form. How about the stat line tonight? 4 goals, 2, 10 disposals, 7 score involvements, and gave one off to Mychek in the goal square.
Yeah, he looked fantastic. He looked sharp. His touch was great. The dewy conditions didn't seem to affect him, and he had great goal sense, as we know, as what he's renowned for. So he looked like he hasn't missed any footy at all, which is a fantastic, a great thing for the Pies fans out there, and obviously for the Collingwood Footy Club. Add in Trelaw, leading possession getter on the ground tonight with 26 touches. The side, I guess, coming in tonight, they probably had the most upside out of anyone in the comp, particularly maybe the 8. with players come back into the side. So their improvement is going to be greatly improved, I guess, over the coming weeks.
So Triple M Amy review. Who covers clangers? Amy does. Lucky you're with Amy. And there'll be a dangerous team because, champs, this is one of those seasons where a team from outside the top 4 could snag a premiership, given apart from, say, the Power and the Lions, there's not a real home ground advantage in the finals.
In that third term, we had a real good close look at him here, where we are in the pocket here at the Gabba, and you look at their lineup and how they had it structured, and they're really dangerous. They get some dry footy, and it'll get drier as the season goes on and closer to finals. And Belinda Mellon's theory won't come into play. And just with clean use of the footy, with dangerous to go, just playing tall, playing small. If Mason Cox happens to get his hand on it, Mychek chips in. You got Elliott floating in as well. Real potent forward line. I like the look of the Pies, and there's a couple of teams that are susceptible ahead of them at the moment, and they could really rate it with any other team at their best, at their very best tonight, and there were signs of that. So, look, I think Pie supporters should have a very exciting finals campaign to look to.
Yeah, not just to go, Blackie, to talk about in terms of the comeback tonight, but Adam Treloar was great in the midfield too, especially when the skipper was a little bit down in that first quarter.
Yeah, he was. He really got him going in that first half, Treloar, didn't he? He was really dynamic. He breaks the lines. He was the gun midfielder for the Pies in that first half in particular. So, absolutely. But just back on the Collingwood forward line, it's been really dysfunctional this year. It's been something that I've been spoken a lot about. Their lack of connection with their entries inside 50 and the Goey in, they're a completely different dynamic. They really are. It takes pressure off Mason Cox. The Goey adds value in the air at ground level. They're completely different side up forward. So you can't understate just how valuable he is.
More of our Triple M Amy review coming up after this. Who covers clangers? Amy does. Lucky you're with Amy. The Pies by 22 points. Stick around because we've got the Maccas I'm loving at moment. Lucky's 3-2-1, the Triple MVP award. And we'll preview what will be a huge round 18 of AFL footy with a number of teams still fighting for a spot in the top 8. The Pies aren't. They're in to the finals for 2020 with a 22-point win over the Suns tonight. For McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for IGA Liquor. IGA Liquor, proudly independent.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Full terms at mcdonalds.com.au.
Recently on the Danny Lakey Show.
Interesting death requests.
Chris, how much of a
G'day, Danny. Back in '85, one of my best mates passed away, and I put a big juicy bud in his casket with him.
I'm surprised, to be honest, Chris just didn't rip one of the all-time great cones and blow the smoke in just before they sealed it shut.
If you've developed a morbid curiosity with Danny Lakey, listen to his show, The Danny Lakey Show, straight after the footy on Triple M.
G'day, Chris Judd here, CEO of the world-dominating multinational behemoth Judd Corp. When you're a titan of business like me, you don't settle for anything but the very best, which is why I'm with Spirit. Sky speed internet and IT designed for now. Spirit is the better way for your business to stay connected. Get set up and online in a matter of days with speeds of up to 1 gig. Geez, that's almost as quick as a young C Judd rocketing to his first Brownlow in 04. Spirit, internet and IT. Spirit.com.au.
Many of us are missing those weekends away. But even if you're not crossing borders, your blood can. When you donate with Australian Red Cross Lifeblood, your blood could go anywhere from Darwin to Hobart. Of course, it's no holiday. Your blood goes to work as part of a life-giving treatment for someone who needs it. With 31,000 donations needed every week, now's the best time to give life. Give blood. Search Give Blood to book a donation today.
Welcome to Beat Bank.
Hi, is there any way I could speed up my mortgage?
Patience is a virtue. Good things come to those who...
Good things come to those who save thousands of dollars by paying off their home loan faster.
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
Have you heard the one about getting better over time?
Like a fine wine?
No, like Athena's accelerates. The interest rate automatically gets lower the more you pay down your loan. Yours gets higher and it stinks.
Like a fine cheese?
No.
Switch at athena.com.au and the more you pay down your loan, the more we'll automatically lower your rate. Athena, love us and leave us. Standard credit criteria, terms, conditions and government charges apply.
Let me speak, ancestors, of the great warrior Mulan. The loyal, the brave, the true.
Experience the classic tale reimagined in a breathtaking new epic.
The girl became a soldier. The soldier became a leader. And the leader became a legend.
Don't miss This Disney's Mulan, streaming now. Exclusive to Disney Plus subscribers who unlock Premier Access. Additional fee required.
If you're feeling down, listen to this. Listen provides online psychology, helping to connect you with your most suitable psychologist, and it's bulk billed. You talk, we listen. Go to welisten.com. That's spelt WELYSN.com.
When it comes to protecting your valuable machinery or vehicle, there's no better choice than Fuchs Lubricants. Fuchs range covers automotive, agricultural, manufacturing and mining, using German technology and Australian know-how. Fuchs.com.au or call 1-800-1800-13.
At Builders Academy, we make registered building legends. With face-to-face and online options available and over 6,000 successful graduates, no wonder we were recognised as Victoria's 2018 Small Training Provider of the Year. Learn from the legends at Builders Academy. And right now, you may even be eligible to study tuition fee-free. Don't wait. Call 1300-LEGEND.
Legends making legends at Builders Academy.
RTO code 21583.
Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy Review. Amy.
Who covers clangers? Amy does. Lucky you're with Amy.
Pies winning by 22 points. Their spot in the final secure. 10-8-68, 6-10-46. 22 points the final margin. Scotty Pendlebury will hopefully hear from shortly. Eagled a couple of key Collingwood records tonight. Before that, let's jump into their rooms and hear them singing their song tonight. Yeah, a few tired bodies in there tonight. The Suns did not die wondering. We were thinking what sort of effort would we get from them tonight, coming off a 5-day break. Nothing really in it in terms of ladder position for the Gold Coast Suns, but they played with pride tonight, Richard Champion, and they made it a real hard contest for Collingwood.
Yeah, they did. They had a couple of opportunities, and the Holman...
Is that, Scott, given that it sealed your spot in the 8 for 2020? Welcome to you.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Thanks for having me.
It was a slow start for you personally. You didn't get near the footy early, but you got yourself revved up after that.
Yeah, it was quite dry for me personally in the first quarter, and it took me a little bit to get going. But yeah, I think we started as a group pretty slow, and then after quarter time, we got our hands a bit dirty around the footy and evened up contest. We're just getting smacked around contest, and we couldn't pressure them. And then after quarter time, I think we corrected that a little bit better.
Well done on the record coming up this weekend or this Monday night. Pendle's been a great career. Enjoyed watching it. Just your forward setup's been a big talking point. Obviously, your scoring's been a big talking point through the year, but it looks like you're starting to settle on that forward setup with Cox and obviously De Goey back starring tonight.
Yeah, I think we're a little bit better tonight. Obviously losing Geordie for 9 or 10 weeks obviously hurts you. He's a match winner for us, and there's not many guys in the league. Probably him, Martin, are the two guys in the league that come to mind that forward of the footy can just legitimately win one-on-ones time and time again. So it was nice having Geordie back. I thought Coxie was outstanding, competed really well, and got some reward for effort.
Scott, well done, mate. It's going to be a big week for you this week, breaking the captaincy record at Collingwood. And just on that thought, take us inside your own head in that first quarter, where it's pretty rare for you, mate, to go a quarter without touching the agate. What are you thinking throughout that time with regards to your own form within a quarter and the leadership role you've got to perform as captain?
To be honest, I'd like to be touching it more than not touching it at all, but it doesn't really change my mindset. As a midfielder, I'm just trying to hunt as many as I can get to, and I feel like if I do that for long enough, eventually it will turn and I can get going around the clearances. So it mightn't happen for me at the start of the game, but I think I've played enough games to know you're going to have quiet quarters. You just got to keep grinding it out, and when the boys look over at me, I've got to be pretty even keel and make sure that I'm on task and worrying about what we need to do as a side.
Pendles, let me add my congratulations as well. I won't bring up the fact you didn't touch the footy in the first quarter. We'll move on. What difference does it make when you do have De Goey and Cox, particularly tonight in the form that he's in? Does that give you more impetus to go forward? Because at times the criticism is it's a bit slow and it's a bit around in circles. When you see that player forward of the ball, do you go more aggressively forward?
Yeah, I think it's a combination. I think from clearance a couple of times tonight, we're able just to get it in deep, and Geordie finds himself in a one-on-one, and as I said before, he wins those more often than not, and then I thought him and Coxie worked really well, a little blocking for each other and crumbing, balls off each other. So I think, especially the conditions as well. Night time up here, we're still getting used to. It's basically a game of wet weather footy, so we can get it in, try and lock it in our forward half, and give guys like Geordie, Mason, Checkers really good looks one-on-one.
And that's what they were able to do tonight in that second half. Thanks to Fox Footy, they're the captain of the Collingwood Football Club there, Scott Pendlebury. Slow start, but worked his way into the game. Maybe he'll work his way into Blackie's votes. 313 games he's played for Collingwood, equal now with Tony Shaw. Next week against DePauw, he'll break that. And most games captain for Collingwood, which he shares at the moment with his coach, Nathan Buckley, Richard Champion.
Yeah, he spoke really well, didn't he? And even after not touching into that first term, that's a great attitude to have. He just, if I just keep getting to enough contests, it's going to turn. And it certainly did. He finished up with, 18, I think Blackie said. He had 18 touches tonight on the Triple M stat sheet. And who knows, may even scrape into a vote. He was very close to it. Really, really come into the game and was a really important asset for them as the game went on. So well done, Pendles. Never out of it, and just uses the ball to perfection every time.
You feel like a Blackie, he senses the moment where he needs to insert himself into a game.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a superstar of the game, and he's going to come at some point. I really enjoyed hearing his comments there about that, his maturity and just his focus on sticking to the task. And he really did. That second half, his game was enormous. He ended up with 7 clearances as well, and he was the one that started that 4-0 forward where Mason Cox kicked the goal. He marked it and ran the inside 50, the beauty goal he kicked. Pendles at that clearance, he initially stole it out of a Suns player and managed to get boot on ball and drive it forward. Those were some of the key moments in the game that really separated and set up the win for the Pies. And yeah, he was fantastic.
Well, you mentioned that Mason Cox goal. It was almost like it was happening in slow motion. And like Justin Madden when Sean Wren was giving chase at Waverley Park. Back in the 90s, it was Caleb Graham tonight who played the foil for our Maccas I'm Loving It moment. It happened at the 7th minute mark of the 4th quarter, and here's how he called it on Triple M Footy.
Treloar to Grundy, and now to Brown, who just pops it up towards half forward. Oh. Big Coxie takes it, bounce the big unit, has a shot on goal. Oh, he's buggered me, he's kicked it. The big unit's got 2. And that's the play of the night so far. Watch him strut around the Gabba like he owns the joint. Oh, that's terrific.
Well, on a night where Jordan De Goey kicked 4 goals, and they were all pretty special, Champs, he did a good job, Mason Cox, to get out Macca's I'm Loving It moment and had a really important game for them in the end.
Yeah, he did. Look, he was very influential in the end, and we mentioned, I think, mid-call that a couple of his marks and just a couple of his contested possessions to bring the ball to ground, even if he did not take the mark. No, he was really good, and the players read him well. Yeah, he caused a couple of goals with just his contested bringing it to the ground and a couple of guys sort of in the right spot, sort of front and centre there. So, look, I think he needed that game. To be honest, he's just been a little bit hot and cold. We mentioned that just before the opener of the first bounce, and that'll give him a lot of confidence going into finals footy. So they got 1 game to go next week. It's next Monday night here at the Gabba against Port Adelaide. Really tough one, and against quality opposition like that, he needs to continue on that form.
Well, that's 3 matches in a row now. He's actually kicked 2 goals. So in low-scoring games and a low-scoring season, they are like gold. And if he takes a couple of contested marks, as he did late, that's huge. For McDonald's, the Monopoly game at Macca's is back. Full terms, mcdonalds.com.au.
I mentioned earlier that Collingwood have probably got the most upside out of anyone in the finals in terms of improvement. Well, obviously, West Coast are without a lot of players as well. But the great thing, I think, tonight, being able to get 2 games into De Goey and Treloar pre-finals, get their match fitness up to a reasonable level, and then that's just invaluable for them going forward. So, really exciting times. If you're a Pies supporter, I think they can really, throw some spanner in the works come finals time, Champs.
Now, what a huge round we've got of footy. Now, you mentioned the Eagles. They kick us off Thursday night against the Kangaroos. Their spot is already secure, West Coast in the 8. They could move up into the top 4 if the Cats lose or the Tigers lose and they have a win. Then the big one Friday night, Choice Hotels around the grounds. Book direct at choicehotels.com. Hotels across the country, the lowest prices guaranteed. Terms do apply. Saints against the Giants. Massive. Either team wins, then they are into the finals. The Giants would have to win by a decent margin, though, to get their percentage up.
Yeah, they do, and but just the way they're playing, you wouldn't have much confidence, would you, if you're a Giants fan at the moment? They haven't been in great form at all, so that's a massive game, as you say, Tomo.
And then the Demons, the other team outside the 8 who can make it, they've got the Bombers on Saturday night, and the Demons are capable on their day of kicking a big score.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple of real 50-50 contests there. That could go either way. It's just whoever brings it on the day, whoever brings the pressure. Pressure's the most important asset in a footy team these days. Collingwood proved that tonight against the Suns, who could have won that game. There's no doubt about it. The pressure they brought tonight, that won them the game, and that's what wins most games. Most teams have got a similar skill set. And, I mean, most of the players, are pretty evenly matched. It's the pressure that's brought and executed the right way will probably win you the game.
Then on Sunday night, the Bulldogs' destiny is in their hands if they beat the Dockers. They play finals, but Dockers have won 2 in a row, so they are no easy beats. And that game is in Cairns, and those matches in those kind of grounds are always a bit kind of 50-50. Triple M MVP award, 3-2-1. Simon Black, what have you got?
Yeah, Tomo, so for the one vote, I've given it to Alex Sexton. He's the Suns player that's got a vote tonight. He kicked the 3 goals. He was very, very lively and kicked half their score in goals. So he got the 1 vote. 2 votes, Adam Treloar, 26 touches, 12 contested and 5 tackles, 3 clearances as well. I just thought his drive and penetration, particularly in that first half, was a big reason for Collingwood being in the game. So he was terrific. Welcome back to him. And the other bloke who was back tonight was their superstar forward, Jordan De Goey. He gets my 3 votes, Tomo. He kicks the 4 goals. Goals at a premium, as we know, in these shortened games, and he looked red hot. Just the 10 touches, but he was very instrumental in hitting the scoreboard when it mattered.
He was so dangerous, wasn't he, Champ?
Could have kicked 7. He kicked 4 goal 2 and gave 1 away from 12 metres out.
And missed a set shot from a free kick that he probably should have snaffled as well. That wasn't too far out from goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
great return.
Yeah, incredible effort tonight from Jordan De Goey, and if he can keep that up, as you said, the Pies are really dangerous outside that top 4. No real home ground advantage in the finals for most teams, and he looked good tonight on a very, very dewy night. Great work from you tonight, champs.
Well done, mate.
We are back on Saturday night for the Lions and the Blues. Final chance for the Lions to tune up before the finals there. Simon Black, well done to you.
Good on you. Likewise, Tomo. Well called, boys.
And speaking of Blues, congratulations to Bryce Gibbs and a terrific gesture by his former teammates in Mark Murphy and Simpson for carrying him off the ground. He traded jumpers with Simo at the end, and that's what footy's all about.
In fact, we better get a word from you about Bryce Gibbs, his retirement, because you played against his dad.
Played against his dad, Ross. He was a back pocket rocket for Glenelg at the Bays, and lived on the same street in Woodville as his dad, and knew Bryce since he was bouncing on his dad's knee. So good kid, good player, terrific guy, and a terrific career. Well done. 2 great careers with 2 clubs.
Yeah, and of course Ben Stratton and Paul Puopolo will wave goodbye, Hawks fans, to 2 of your premiership stars. They played Ben Stratton reached 200 games. Poppy finished 5 games short, but won 3 flags. Tremendous player, real coach's favourite in that premiership run for the mighty Hawthorn Footy Club. They finished their season against the Gold Coast Suns, who are very good tonight, very brave, didn't drop off at all, and I think we can definitely say now that the Gold Coast Suns have improved, Simon Black, in this season.
Oh, significantly in all 3 areas of the ground. Their defence, their midfield, and their forward setup has been a stark improvement. They don't concede as many points this year as they had, significantly less, and they look more potent going forward as well. So genuine improvement they've made, which has been great. They've re-signed a lot of players this year, so they have had a growth year. Obviously haven't won as many games as they'd like, but they've been in the contest for longer throughout games, so they've been greatly improved this year.
Yeah, I reckon next year, another summer of development. I reckon the expectation will be finals going into season 2021, and that's what the Magpies will be doing this year, is playing finals at different points of the season. Look like they might miss out, but now they've got their big guns firing at the right time of the year. Adam Treloar back tonight, had plenty of the footy. He looked great. Scott Pendlebury, a captain's performance after quarter time, inserted himself where he needed to. Jordan De Goey with 4 goals too. Probably could have kicked 7, but tonight he led the Magpies to a 22-point win for the final time. For McDonald's, Triple M Rock Footy.
The Triple M Footy Review for Amy.
Who covers clangers? Amy does. Lucky you're with Amy. For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.